Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Drive with special guest host James Max on Talk Radio.
Now, Tony wants to get rid of you, Alan. So, is it all right if I get rid of you and we'll have Tony instead?
Have fun, Tony.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Yeah. Irene.
Yes.
What does everybody love?
Cats.
Oh, cats! Everybody loves cats. They also love Tony in London. Hi, Tony.
Utter rubbish.
Excellent.
Utter rubbish. You've got a toff, you've got a brummy, and a drunk woman spouting utter rubbish. I remember when Talk Radio first started 20 years ago, and you had the likes of Charlie Wolf, Mike Mendoza, and The Whale, class acts that will get class calls. This is utter, I'm going to say, rubbish.
Excellent, that's fantastic.
Rubbish.
Yeah, but you know what's happened? Is it Tony?
Yes.
Tony, you know what's happened, though?
What has happened is that they've given the show to a toff, and he's got a drunk woman on the radio spouting about.
And he's also got somebody who's quite rude who's telephoned in.
But Tony, I'm not drunk.
Oh, well, you should be, love.
Well, listen, it's Bank Holiday Monday.
Yes.
And we're having a jolly conversation.
Tony.
You said you like cats. It's not the internet, love. We're not looking at the internet. This is Talk Radio.
Okay, Tony.
Exactly, I'm talking.
She's talking. Tony, what would you like to talk about then?
I'd like to talk about dogs.
Dogs?
Yes, dogs.
Go on, then.
What do you want to say about dogs?
I think dogs are excellent.
So do I.
I have time for dogs. I like dogs. That's the thing about dog owners. What was her name? Irene?
Yes.
I'm a dog owner, Tony. Does that make me any better in your mind, or am I still a toff?
No, because I bet yours is a Ponzi Chihuahua poodle because you're a toff.
Oh, no.
The thing about dogs...
What sort of dog have you got, Tony?
I've got a Westie.
Oh, well, that's a posh dog.
You got a Westie?
I've got a Westie.
Why have you got a Westie?
What do you mean, why have I got a Westie?
Well, that's a posh dog, Tony.
I went to a dog breeder and I bought a Westie. That's why I've got a Westie. And my nana used to have a Westie, and it reminds me of her. And sometimes I think, when it's a full moon, I do sometimes wonder if my little girl, my Westie, is slightly possessed of my nana's spirit. Probably not, but that's what I like to think.
Tony, can I ask your advice, Tony?
You can ask my advice, certainly, of course.
Thank you very much indeed, because it sounds like, you know what's going on. Now, Irene is producing the programme, and, oh, look! Oh, my goodness, mate.
God, have they turned up?
Oh, they've finally bothered to turn up.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah. And do you know what? My colleague, John Holmes, was late after he got a badly timed train.
Yes.
Well, except his train wasn't late, though. We checked.
Yeah. No, his badly timed train.
Generally was late.
James,
thank you so much for doing this.
Well, that's all right. Have you seen the abuse that I've got?
I know.
Some of your listeners.
What
a disgrace.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
class.
I'm sorry?
Proper class. You got Porky Parry and the other one whose name I forget. This is class, guys. This next 2 hours and 30 minutes is going to be awesome.
Tony? Tony, I think the word is class. Thank you for
The 21st century dream team of dialogue, debate and discourse. The two mics on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Now, look who's here, Mr. Ian Lee.
Ian, how are you?
I'm imagining a Porky sucking off a cactus in the desert to try and get liquid.
Yeah, well, no, you don't actually suck it, because if you do, a cactus has got full of spiky points on it, and you do
your
face
use a straw, don't you?
No, you don't even use a straw. You get your knife off your, from your scabbard, that you carry around with you. And you cut a bit of cactus out,
Tonto could
and then you squeeze it like a sponge into your mouth. Tonto. Yeah, Tonto could get it. Yeah.
I feel like sadly Gene Wilder's died, and one of the characters in the Willy Wonka film, Mike TV. When Mike TV gets sucked into the TV, I feel like that. With you two, I've been listening to you
sucked into our world.
Yeah, and it's terrifying. I've been listening for the last couple of hours. I'm a big fan of when I'm driving home at night. You talk a little bit too much about sport, but that's By
that's
the
only
by.
because they tell us to.
Yes,
I know.
exactly. Yeah.
But now I feel I feel like I'm in it, and it's terrifying.
In the bubble,
in the bubble,
in the Two Mikes bubble. Yeah. Well, it's a world in
Well,
which
one of the worst things about
you're very welcome to be admitted to.
You just don't even look at each other.
The great thing is, right? The great thing is as well.
Can you blame me for not wanting to look at him?
The great thing is that we'll be doing this for 2 weeks, so we can do this every night.
Oh God,
We
really?
could be in this bubble for.
Aye.
Well, they keep sort of moving us around at the moment. We're quite sure what we're doing.
Are you getting more money for that? Have you got a nice little deal going?
No,
we
not
can't
really.
talk about contractual details.
No,
I'm sorry.
not really. Yeah, we did. I mean, we did have to have we have to do half an hour.
So you're getting paid less to come on?
No, certainly not less.
Definitely
no,
not.
we wouldn't do that.
I heard you giving John a tough time, and then you guys were late,
Yeah.
and James Max was filling in, and he was getting people phoning up, giving
giving him
abuse.
abuse.
It's terrible, that, isn't it?
Outrageous.
Not terrible. It does us a favour, and you'd think people would,
I think he was quite shocked, actually.
The milk of human kindness exists in
He's a very
in
sensitive
Maxie's,
man.
glass, so to speak.
I mean, we were coming on our way from London Bridge Station to taxi, reading the tweets, and they were very offensive
abusive
to him.
Yeah.
Get this idiot off. We're like, well, he's doing us a favour.
Technically, he is an idiot.
Yes.
So that was right, but it wasn't nice
I
to
think
say.
that's a little bit unfair. Technically, he's not an idiot.
Well,
Maxie's done quite well in life. He used to be a sort of.
You see, Perry thinks anyone who's made money is a good guy.
He's a bit of a city slicker on the side, you know.
I went to a Spice Girls concert with him once.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we went to a Spice Girls
Why?
concert.
Yeah.
We both liked the Spice Girls, and he got some free tickets. So
but I don't see you and him kind of socialising.
Well, that was the only time we worked together at another radio station.
Yes,
that's the only time we socialised, and I was using him.
I mean, funnily enough, he is friends with quite a lot of people that I'm friends with, but I've never been in his company socially.
Sure.
And I always think that's not the kind of guy I would think they'd be friends with.
Also, I heard you talking about the Mike Love Beach Boys book.
Yes, that's
I've
right,
read it. I've read it. I got an advance copy. It's a cracking book.
Isn't it incredible?
It's a cracking book.
In one of them went so mad, he drove up to a party with a bottle with ashes in it and told everybody he'd set fire to Brian Wilson. This was all that was left of him.
Well, I think you get the sense that in that world, in our world, almost anything's possible. If somebody told you that, you'd go, yeah, okay.
But that was Dennis. I mean, Dennis was the bad boy. Dennis did, and that was I think he did that as when he was about 14 years old. He was crying. He said, "Oh, this is my brother Brian. His ashes."
I just set fire to him. Yeah, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Yeah.
So, I mean, you could should probably tell everyone what you're doing.
I don't know.
Okay.
And that's not me being cute. I genuinely don't know. We'll talk a little bit about Gene Wilder, of course, because that's I've got a curse when I talk about elderly performers and stuff. They tend to pass away. And I was talking about Gene Wilder last week, so the curse may have struck again.
Porky's got a habit of mistaking identities of dead and alive pop
I've noticed
stars.
that, yeah.
He killed off Mike Oldfield a few months ago.
Yeah.
Said that he'd drunk himself to death in Ibiza. And it turned out, in fact, that it was Jerry Rafferty.
It was Baker Street Man.
It was Jerry Rafferty.
They're all much of a muchness.
They're all much
of a muchness.
I mean, when these people die, sometimes that is the most famous they've been for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So death is... who was it who first said it? Death, a good career move. Certainly in Elvis's case and that sort of stuff.
We should celebrate our elderly actors and pop stars while they're still here.
Yeah.
I think. And our elderly radio presenters as well.
Well,
indeed.
Do we have any elderly radio presenters?
Yeah, they're all at Talk Sport, aren't they?
Yeah, some of them are.
He doesn't consider himself to be elderly.
Of course I don't.
He considers himself to be in...
He's only third of your heart working?
Only a third of my heart works.
49%.
I have to try 2/3 harder than most other people, including Mike Graham here, who eats 6 meals a day.
That's because of your diminished mental capacity.
Because of my diminished physical capacity,
You just repeated what I said, except changed one word.
Yeah, physical.
This is actually real. I wasn't sure if this was an act or not, but there's the animosity between the two of you. You're not looking at each other. It's electric.
It's true.
It's uncomfortable.
It's slightly accelerated as well because we spent a whole weekend together. Normally I get away from him all weekend. We've been in Edinburgh all weekend, and he's been driving me mad.
Yeah. But it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend.
Because you were winding him up.
You go to a restaurant and he wants to change everything. You can't, It's
so do you when you go and do these shows together? You hang out together as well. You don't at the end of it say bye bye and go off different directions.
Well, we sort of have to, don't we? Really, because I mean, after the amount he drinks after a show, couldn't find his way home.
We've got to go. We've got to go now because what time is of the essence. Iain Lee's coming up next,
Thanks,
and of course it's been lovely to be here at this time of night. We're here all week. We're the Two Mikes. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Talk Radio.
Well, that was I felt like someone who'd lost at Jim will fix it during then. Dear Jim, please fix it for me not to go in the studio with the two mics. It's like that footage from the 70s of the Chimps Tea Party. I'm Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio, this is the news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, or cutaway coat, perfect fits. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying mighty hard to look like Gary Cooper. Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst.
It's a rare clip of Gene Wilder performing with Alan Caddick there, guys. That's unusual, isn't it? The curse has struck again. Love a bit of Gene Wilder. And I was last week, not last week, the week before, when I was off, I was getting into watching some of the later Gene Wilder films that are a little bit ropey. See No Evil, Hear No Evil, which isn't brilliant. And it's totally politically incorrect, guys. But there are some deliciously funny bits in it. I watched that the other week. I went to the pictures to see that. And I went to the pictures. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. We call you back. I went to the pictures to see it with a group of people that I didn't really go to the pictures with. Actually, saying that, I remember I went to the pictures with them twice. I went to see No Evil, Hear No Evil. And I also went to see, what's the film where Silence of the Lambs? And I fell asleep in the middle of the Silence of the Lambs. So I've seen the beginning of Silence of the Lambs and the end of Silence of the Lambs. There's a phone in for you guys, for those on the forum saying the reason Ian's doing so badly is he doesn't do topics. Here's a topic for you. Films you've not seen the middle of. 0844 499 1000. Does that help you? The reason Ian's doing so badly is because he doesn't do topics. This free-form radio thing is quite good, but he needs topics. Danny Baker does a crazy show, and he has topics. So, here's a topic for you then. Films, that's fair play, the phones have started ringing, so there could be something in it. Films where you've not seen the middle of. I will, at a push, accept films that you've not seen the ending of. But if you've seen the beginning... no, hang on. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. But I have seen the prequel. That's a really lame word, isn't it? Prequel. I hate the word prequel. But I have seen the prequel to the Silence of the Lambs, but I can't remember what it's called. And I didn't think it was that good, actually. I thought it was a little bit disappointing. But we were talking about Gene Wilder the other week, partly because I had watched See No Evil, Hear No Evil, or Hear No Evil, See No Evil. There are some funny bits in it, where Gene Wilder, let me get this right, Gene Wilder is deaf and Richard Pryor is blind. And between them, they both witness a murder. It is funny. But then I also watched the one that came after See No Evil, Hear No Evil, that I don't think got a cinema release in this country, but you could buy the two films bundled together on VHS, but not from like video shops, from newsagents. Do you remember that? When newsagents used to sell copies of See No Evil, Hear No Evil, coupled with, I think it's called Another You, but you could also get like the really early Chop Socky Jackie Chan films, like Karate Ghostbusters. There's one called Karate Ghostbusters. I mean, that really is, there are ghosts in it. And he has a karate fight with them. And you could get those in newsagents, and kids could just wander in. And then they're only $1.99. You could also get, a couple of the later Laurel and Hardy films that were awful. And you could also get the Laurel and Hardy tour of the UK on VHS. But it was them in like the 40s when they were old and past it. And I think Hardy had a couple of strokes by that point. And it was a really weird film. Anyway, the great thing was, several years later, when the VHS died out, for you suckers, not for this guy, those newsagents would then sell those old Jackie Chan and See No Evil, Hear No Evil coupled with Another You videos. They were like 50 pence. They'd have cardboard boxes out the front. Videos, 50 pence. Do you remember? Here's another thing, right? 0844 499 1000, by the way. Here's another thing, right? When, not only could you buy videos in newsagents, but they had like, you could rent them from newsagents and post offices. Kids these days, with their Netflix and their criminal parents who don't mind using technology to stream films that are still in the cinema onto their television screens, or if that doesn't work, download them from BitTorrents on their computer and burn them to disc, and then allow their kids to watch them. Outrageous! Kids these days, with that technology at their fingertips, don't know what it's like to walk into a post office and see 3 carousels of poorly stocked VHS videotapes. And then when you say, have you got any Betamax? They laugh at you. So you got all these kids talking about being bullied. Oh, I'm being bullied, cyberbullied. Oh, can't even escape it now, because when I go home I turn on my phone, I'm being bullied. Get over yourselves, kids. Because when I was a kid, we were bullied by the people that ran the post office when you asked for a Betamax video. So, that was adults doing it, right? And I don't care what anyone says. Adults bullying kids is worse than kids bullying kids. Now, everyone who says I should have topics, I've just given you about half a dozen topics. Let's go through them. 6 topics I'm going to make up out of that. Let's go through them. What films have you not seen the middle of? 0844 499 1000. I've run out. What videos did you buy from your local post office? 0844 499 1000. That is a good one, right? Oh, here's a good one, right? What stuff did you buy just because it was cheap in a cardboard box outside a shop? That is genuinely a brilliant one, right? Because the number of video cassettes, primarily, if anybody, right, and I get this from my dad, right? If you walk past any shop and it says, everything in this box 50p, I'll have a rummage. Kath, when we went to Edinburgh, we went to a record fair. Outside there was a box saying, every record in this box is free. I was like, what, flipping it? And I'm going through it, and I took 10 LPs out. They were rubbish, but I took 10 LPs out. Kath went, we got to get on a plane. I went, oh yeah, fair play. I put them back. But stuff you've taken from a box. 0844 499 1000. I'm doing it for the digital spires, who, the reason they think this show is sinking is because there's not enough topics. I've given you 3 topics. Number 4, when have you, as an adult, bullied a child? Now that is a good one. We're not condoning bullying. Not condoning it. But sometimes, as adults, we find ourselves speaking to children in ways that are not appropriate. Don't mean like that. Pack that in. I mean, just having a go at them and stuff. And some children are... they're arses. They are, aren't they? Some of them are complete and utter arses. Some children, like mine and Kath's, are nice, right? But some of them are right. My eldest boy, who's 6, he has a friend who I don't like. It's a 6-year-old boy I don't like. And he likes me because I'm like a kid magnet, right? And kids, they like to come up, they like playing with me and stuff, and I generally like playing with kids. But this kid, there's something about that boy I don't like, right? And he'll come up and he said something to me the other day, oh, we're getting our house done up. And they are. I went, all right, that's interesting. It really did. I went, all right, that's interesting. Really dismissive. And he's also one of those kids as well that just comes up and hits you. And it's difficult when other people's kids are hitting you. Because if my kids hit me, I go, right, stop that now. And then you got to take it for a little bit. So kids that you don't like as an adult, 0844 499 1000. That's 4. I promised 2. At 6, I'm going to give you 2 more topics out of that little preamble there, and then we'll see if the show gets better, shall we? Let me think for a second. Just bear with me. 4's enough. What are you banging on about? What do you want 6 for? 6 is overkill. 4 is plenty. Isn't it? Isn't it? 0844 499 1000. I've been enjoying... This is Geek Off. I've been enjoying reading Digital Spy this week. For those of you who don't know, it's this website where a lot of twits go and talk about stuff they haven't got a clue about, right? And there's one guy on there who hates the show. He'll now post, I don't hate the show, I just don't like the direction it's going in. Isambard Brunel. Yeah, he is. Ian's saying I hate the show. I don't hate the show, I just don't like the direction the show's going in. Someone else said I was the Jeremy Corbyn of talk radio. I'll have that. Yeah, I'll have that. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. But Isambard Brunel, he's this, just bangs on. Hey, dude, right? If you don't like the show, don't listen to it. He complained because on the Straight to Air show on Friday, so I turned on for 5 minutes and someone had waited 7 minutes just to phone up and say, you love Timmy Mallet. Well, that just shows how dire the oh, jeez, sweet God. Dude, the show's not for you, man. The show's for intelligent, articulate, funny people with souls. Not dickheads who go around anonymously on forums. Here's how we would make the world a better place, right? Russell and Alan, I will come to you in a minute. 0844 499 1000. Hang on a minute. Let me just block someone on there. There we go. Technology. Here's how I'd make the world a better place. Just get rid of the internet forums. I've been arguing with people on the Beach Boys forum again. And the forums are just full of bullies. You could possibly... I wonder... It'll be interesting if there was a forum where people had to put their real names and a picture of themselves. I wonder if that would make a difference. I think it would for a while, but then people would get over it. But I've been arguing with people on this Beach Boys forum. I've been watching, and genuinely, for the most part, the Digital Spy forum doesn't bother me. I find it amusing. Sometimes, if I'm feeling low, it gets me there. But generally, I find it amusing. The Beach Boys one, it does hurt a little bit, because I love the Beach Boys. I love the Beach Boys, and I love talking to other Beach Boys fans about the Beach Boys. So, to be exposed to venom from nameless people on there, that actually does hurt. Well, stay off the Beach Boys forum. Yeah, I know, but that's like saying to kids that are bullied at school during lunchtime, well, don't go into the playground at lunch. Stay indoors. And that means that the bullies have won. And I don't want to stay indoors at lunchtime. I want to go out and play with my friends. That's what I want to do. So the Beach Boys forum really gets to me, and I did post on there today. I posted, I get the feeling that one or two of you don't like me. I did. And you think I'm a troublemaker. Just because I wrote that I quite like Mike Love's book. Which I did. I thought it was brilliant. And if you'd rather I didn't post it, then I'll do that. And a couple said, no, look, I think some of your posts are stupid, but you can stay. And then some were quite malicious and mean, and it's weird. So, here we go. Here's topic number 5. We're building up to 6 slowly. How would you make the world a better place? How would you make the world a better place? That's a nice one, isn't it? There we go. I would do it by getting rid of forums on the internet. 5 topics, 18 minutes into the show. We'll speak to Russell, then we'll speak to Alan, and then maybe we'll speak to you. It's not straight to air tonight. It's a normal way of doing the show. You call up 0844 499 1000. You'll speak to Kath, and she will call you back. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. 0844 499 1000. It's Talk Radio. It's always a bit quiet on the phones on a bank holiday Monday. So, if you've not called in before, tonight's an excellent night. If you have called in before, you're more than welcome to tonight. Russell's in Ireland. Good evening, Russell.
Hey, Ian, how are you? I missed you so much.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I missed you. First of all, I want to say sorry to Kat. I really do. I owe her a big apology.
What do you owe an apology for, Russell?
I accused her
of murder,
of ignoring me on the scope. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that she's got a big smile on her face, so I'm sure the apology is accepted. And this is just a note to everyone that we can't always, we get so many emails and texts and tweets and people on Periscope that we can't always reply to everybody, because, and so please, no one take it personally.
No, I kind of take everything personally.
Yeah, I know.
Everything hurt. And I thought she was ignoring me because I'm disabled or whatever.
No.
But I'm sorry about that.
Apologies accepted, Russell. That's all done and dusted. Life moves on.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? What you got for us?
Well, I was listening to your 1 to 5 your advice. No.
Oh yeah.
You were saying how would you end world on, or how would you fix the world?
How would you make the world a better place? The way I'm going to do it is by banning internet forums.
See, would that conquer? Would that make anything better?
Yes.
Would that?
Yes. It's not going to it's not going to cure cancer and completely get rid of nuclear weapons and solve world hunger, but in a small way, it would get rid of. It would give the bullies one less place to hang out.
Yeah, but there are way more worse things than bullies. I know I get bullied, but there's a lot more things worse out there. Like in Africa, they're dying every second.
Well, I'm not saying that we forget the Africans that are dying. And yet, the internet forum, getting rid of them is probably not going to help the Africans, but we can still make the world a little bit better with other things that don't necessarily focus on Africa.
Yeah, true.
True?
What I would do is 2/3 of the world is water. So what I would do is take 1/3 of that 2/3 and put it straight into Africa.
But it's salty water.
Yeah.
So you'd make the Africans thirstier. That's kind of a torture. You're kind of torturing them, man.
I give it somewhere to swim.
Well, they'd have somewhere to swim. That would be great. Water everywhere, and literally they can't drink not a drop of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's an idea. So the way that Russell make the world better is give the Africans somewhere to swim.
I'd kill ISIS.
Hello?
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 I'd kill ISIS.
Okay, you're going to kill ISIS. Now we're talking, buddy. Right. How are we going to... And I'm with you on this one. The swimming one, I'm not so sure about. The killing of ISIS, I'm totally into. How are we going to kill ISIS, Russell? I'm going to get a pen and paper. We're going to jot this down. What are we going to do?
ISIS are only a small organisation.
Yeah.
They don't think like me.
No.
I am smart. What I will do, I will dig a hole.
Here we go.
Into the ground like Bugs Bunny.
What?
I'm thinking cartoons here.
Yeah. Don't base your fighting technique entirely on cartoons. That could be a poor start, but carry on.
No. I'd try and reach the army in the UK, in the US, in France and Germany.
Yes.
Get them all joined together.
So you want a European army, okay? And I'm confused. Where is the digging the hole like Bugs Bunny going to come into the plan to kill ISIS?
I want World War III.
Flippin' heck, man! We're talking about making the world a better place.
Yeah, but if you want ISIS to stop, you have to act like ISIS.
Right.
To stop ISIS.
Right.
Exactly. You kill them.
Okay. Gosh. This has really gone from, I'm still sticking with my idea of banning internet forums. I think. Okay, Russell, so, that escalated quickly. Thank you, Kath. So, you're gonna, dig a hole. Let's just get this right. So your plan to defeat and kill ISIS...
The hole is gone. I'm thinking of Minecraft.
So you're going to dig a hole and then get the French and German armies to start World War III.
So I'd be underground for all the war.
Oh, you'd be hiding like a Conchi.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, Russell, it's an idea. We'll see if anybody can. Yes.
And all my friends will be there. There'll be Jay, Iain, Kat, Helen.
I'm not coming underground with you while there's a war going on, with the greatest of respect, because it just sounds like you've got a load of fit women and me and you in a hole, and that way madness lies.
Jay is mad.
Okay, well, Jay's coming, is he?
Jay listens to my show every day.
Well, then here's the thing, Russell. Can I get a tip? You asked before for tips on presenting radio shows. Here's a tip.
Yeah.
Never, ever go in a hole with a listener. That way, madness and destruction lies. Trust me on that one, Russell. Trust me.
Oh, can I tell you one more thing?
Oh, my goodness, of course.
I have a new thing on Friday on my radio.
Oh, yeah, go on, which? If it's any good, we'll nick it.
It's called Feel Good Friday. If anyone is having a bad day, tune into my Feel Good Friday.
Yeah. Well, or they could tune into a new feature that I'm introducing this week, Iain Lee's Feel Good Friday. And basically, Russell, if anyone's feeling bad, they can tune into my show, and I will make them. Sorry.
You stole my show.
No, I didn't, mate. I didn't. I think you're fine. Feel Good Friday, copyright Iain Lee. Get it down to the copyright office, Kath. We'll have that. Yeah, we're going to have that. Feel Good Friday, Russell. You should listen in. And I'm afraid I'm going to ask you to stop doing Feel Good Fridays because you're actually infringing on my copyright.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. I'm going to send my lawyers are going to come armed with guns to your hole where you're hiding, and they're not going to kill you. They're lawyers, but they are totally going to spook you up.
Well, I fell out a window, so nothing could scare me.
How can you have a window? You got a window in your hole?
No, I fell out a window when I was small.
Yeah, well, yeah. All right. In that case, I'll let you do Feel Good Friday, but you got to pay me 50 pence every year. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Russell. There we go. Thank you very much indeed. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We can do that as a phone-in. How would you defeat ISIS? That's actually... Because that is actually... there's a topic, and it's newsy. It's weighty. So that... Let's see. 0844 499 1000. Kath's suggestion to kill ISIS is poison balaclavas. Well, two things. Well, one thing, they don't technically wear balaclavas. Look at you supping on that like it's a baby's bottle. They don't technically wear balaclavas. I've seen them, and they're not like the woolly ones you get from John Menzies. Is it John Menzies? No. What's the Robert Dias? Blacks. Mate, come... Oh, the shop, yeah. No, there's another shop. There's, Millets. That's what I'm thinking of, Millets. Yeah. They're not like the ones you get in Millets or, Army and Navy. They are... Because it'd be too hot. It'd be too hot in the desert. You wouldn't be able to, you would just die under that. It might explain why they're so angry if they were wearing woolen balaclavas. We're asking this evening, how the hell are we going to beat ISIS? 0844 499 1000. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and I know we've mentioned it before. I know we mentioned it before, bleak films. I watched, right, I thought I'd seen the bleakest films in the world. From up until this weekend, The Road was the bleakest film. Now, The Road is set sometime after a nuclear apocalypse, and it's and the mum dies, and it's a man and his son, like his 10-year-old son, walking along a road trying to survive after a nuclear... It is bleak. It is bleak. Well, 0844 499 1000. Cassie will come to you shortly. This weekend, I watched a film even bleaker than that. And it's a Peter Sellers film, right, that I had never seen before, right? How did I find it? I was on the computer. Oh, I went to the BFI website, right? And just looking at stuff on there. Didn't realise you had to pay, so I didn't watch anything there. But I found interesting stuff, and then I went and found it either on YouTube or Dailymotion or somewhere, or Vimeo or somewhere. And it had films that you've probably never heard of. I thought, we'll see about that. Ooh, there's this Peter Sellers film called The Blockhouse, right? And I managed to find it. 1971, wasn't released until it got a limited release on video in the 80s. And they cut loads out. I think this was the uncut version, right? So Peter Sellers is a prisoner of war, right, in a Nazi POW camp, right? And the camp gets bombed, right? And so all the prisoners... Not all the prisoners, 7 of the prisoners managed to go into this blockhouse, right, which is this kind of like sort of underground sort of bunker, right? And they go in, and they it gets all the exits get it's all rubble and stuff. They can't escape, right? And they're about 30 meters underground, right? But there's shed loads of food and booze, like loads, like loads, years worth of booze and food, right? And candles. And, so there's 7 men. And they're in there for 6 years. Spoiler alert. They're in there for 6 years. They don't all make it out. Right? And you don't see them make it out. 2 of them make it out. Right? And Peter Sellers, he he kills himself in there, right? But the way I made it was really bleak, right? And the way I made the film more interesting is Peter Sellers was playing a Frenchman. So he's doing the accent. So I imagined that it was Clouseau, that Clouseau's, like it was the most inept bumbling he'd ever done, had resulted in 7 people being trapped underground for 6 years. 6 years, right? And it's supposedly, this is going to be the phone in. It's supposedly based on a true story. And I did a little digging around, and it's supposedly based on a true story. Whether it is or not, I don't know. I don't know if the film's any good. I would say it's not brilliant, right? But it was interesting to watch it. It was interesting to find a Peter Sellers film I'd not seen. I like Peter Sellers from the early 70s. What films did he do from the early 70s? The Optimists of Nine Elms. Have you seen that? Oh, that's a great film. That is a great film. The Optimists of Nine Elms is a brilliant film set in South London before it's all been like built over and stuff. And he plays this old tinker who befriends these young kids, and it's a bit sappy, but it's kind of nice. He also did a film called Hoffman. Did he do a film called Hoffman? But he did these weird films in the early 70s where he wanted to become a serious actor, and they're all a little bit slow. But the Blockhouse, flipping heck, it was bleak, man. So I'm happy to 0844 499 1000 to raise the flag once again for bleak films, because I get quite a lot of pleasure watching bleak films. Not Threads. That is, I mean, flipping heck. If Threads is too bleak, Threads is literally, oh God, I don't think I'm ever going to watch Threads ever again. I would rather watch a real nuclear attack in this country than sit down and watch Threads, because the real nuclear attack couldn't be as bleak and as miserable as Threads is. Flipping heck! Oh, man alive! So we'll do that. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Katya!
Hello. You have to remind me about the reindeers in case I forget. Because I just wanted to say, I can't believe you got so many people to watch a rubbish movie.
Sorry?
Because oh no, not the one you were talking about. Sorry. Okay, the film Ring.
Yes. Oh, did you come?
I was at the projection of the movie.
What?
I was there for film.
You should have come and said hello.
Hello.
No, well, not now.
Sorry.
You should have said hello on, when was it? Sunday? No, it wasn't this week. It was it was over a week ago. My, oh my, hasn't time flown by?
I'm jet lagged because I came back from Belgium.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you foreign then?
What?
No. We're asking tonight, Katya, how would you defeat ISIS?
With reindeers.
Sorry?
Reindeers.
Reindeers?
Yes. Because, so I was in Belgium, and there was this heavy thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And I said to my mum, I'm not gonna sleep in the bedroom upstairs, because everyone knows if lightning strikes, usually it does so on the roof of the house.
Yeah, but the house acts like a Faraday cage.
Yeah, that's what she said, but I've seen pictures of houses on fire, and the roof has it.
Right. So but how many people, and this is a genuine question, how many people have died during, not in total, let me finish. No, there's a question. How many people have died? Full stop. Question mark. Like, in total. How many people have actually died? Here's the thing, right? There's not, I don't know the exact figure, right? This is to show you the power of numbers, right? There's not a million days haven't passed. I'm phrasing this badly, right? 1 million days haven't passed since Jesus died.
1 million days haven't passed since No.
Here we go. Let me phrase it better. We're getting there. Less than 1 million days have passed since Jesus died. Let me phrase it even better. Fewer than 1 million days have passed since Jesus died. Let's work it out. Let's work out how many days have passed since Jesus died. Now, for that, we're going to need Chris the calculator. Here it comes up on the computer. Right. So Jesus was born in what year?
0.
And how old was he when he died?
37.
32. 32, yeah, same age as Bruce Lee. Right, so what year are we in now?
2016.
2016 minus 32. So Jesus... Oh, here we go. This is something. Jesus died in 1984. No, 1,984 years ago, which is not like 1984. Right. How many days in a year?
365.
Yeah, and do you know what? We're not going to put it in leap years, because I don't think that's going to make a massive difference. So, 1,984 times 365 is, boom, 724,160 days. So, let's add in, like, for a leap. So, 724,200 days have passed since Lord Jesus Christ died. That's not even 1 million days.
Okay, how many seconds?
Oh, all right. So, how many? Right. Oh, crikey. So you times that by 24, then times it by 60, then times it by 60.
Yeah.
So times it by 24. So this is the hours, right? So, hang on. 17,379,840 hours have passed since Jesus died. Are you getting off on this? Sounds like you're getting off on this.
That's amazing.
Times 60 for the minutes. Mm-hmm. So I've got to do 1, 2, 3. 4.
You don't have a long enough calculator.
I do, mate. I do. I've got a really long calculator. Science. My mum can do science stuff on it. I don't know what all the buttons do, but I can do science. 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So 10, 100 and... How do I do billions? What numbers are billions?
0.
Hang on. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1,042,790,400 minutes. Now we're going for the seconds. Here we go. Flipping heck! That's the biggest number I've ever seen! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now but this is like billions. I don't know how many... 0. This is the first time anyone's attempted live Jesus math. How many... Right, I'm going to go to an ad break. Right, I think, Katya, that the American version of billion has now become the industry standard, unfortunately. It's like we say season now instead of series. And I can kick against the tide, swim against the tide as much as I want with that. But we've lost. We've lost series, it's now season. And instead of it being 1 million as a billion, it's now only 1,000 million is a billion. So, with that in mind... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. With that in mind, the number of seconds, roughly, give or take, let's say 5, that have passed since Jesus died. You ready?
Yeah.
Have a guess. Go on, have a guess.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. Why am I kidding?
I can't. Can you tweet it?
Just guess.
Wow. That's bad.
Why are you scared to guess it?
Okay. 300 billion?
You utter plum. 300 billion? You twit. Jeez. 62 billion 567 million 424,000. It's about 62.5 billion.
Okay.
Seconds. Now that's not quite so bad, is it? That's conceivable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Why have you called in to work out how many seconds since Jesus died?
No, the reindeers for ISIS, for the way to kill them. The ISIS, not the reindeers. Hello?
Hello, I'm listening. I'm waiting. A lot of reindeer have died, haven't they?
Yes, 323 in just one go because of thunder.
No, not because of no. Thunder didn't kill them.
Yes.
No, thunder doesn't kill unless you've got like a very, very weak heart.
Right. No,
and I don't think 325 reindeer have weak hearts.
Well, okay. No, I'm sorry, but this is not true. Thunder does kill.
How does thunder kill?
Big time.
How does thunder kill?
Well, by striking you.
That's not thunder.
A bolt?
A thunderbolt.
Yes.
Right, as my 4-year-old asked me the other day when I said that word, he went, Daddy, what's a thunderbolt? And I went, oh yeah, it doesn't exist. So up yours, Freddie Mercury. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. No, it's not a word.
Okay. Well, now why are we talking about words?
Exactly, because words are important, particularly when we have no other callers apart from Alan Caddick on the line.
Sorry, but...
So they weren't killed by thunderbolts.
Why? What then?
Lightning bolts.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes? Hockey hockey. Did you just do a French hockey hockey haw?
Oh, yeah. Worse than James O'Brien there.
What do you mean is James O'Brien there? What do you think? Do you think I employ James O'Brien to sit under the desk and stroke me while I'm doing the show?
No, you're having me on a technicality.
No, I'm getting you. All I want is accuracy. There's nothing wrong with being a pendant.
Okay. Okay, get ISIS somewhere.
Can I just say to the forum people, I've made 48 minutes out of absolutely nothing.
How many seconds?
You try and do it.
Yeah, but no.
Anyway, Katia, what was the reindeer, please?
Okay, so get ISIS together in a really thunderbolty, lightning, some
So
places.
we're going to get ISIS together in Belgium. I think quite a lot of them are there already, unfortunately.
Okay, that's quite true.
It is quite true, unfortunately.
It's true. Yes, it is.
But what are you going to do? You're going to flash up the bat signal or something?
And then get the reindeers to surround them.
By reindeer, yeah. Go on, I like this.
And because of the antlers, that's what I said to my mum. I think that's because of the antlers that probably the lightning thing struck them down. And that's it, they're killed because they're surrounded by them.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea.
Okay, we'll sort that out, Katia. It's the best one we've got so far.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's 0844 499 1000. Let's go to Alan. Evening, Alan.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Alan.
Well, an inspirational actor of mine has died today.
What happened?
Willy Wonka's dead.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm worried I may have activated the curse again. I've got to stop talking about elderly entertainers.
Well, it was good in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
And in Hear No Evil.
He's brilliant. Even in rubbish films, right? He's brilliant. He's just completely watchable.
What was that book film about the cowboys?
Blazing Saddles.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
There's a brilliant bit I wanted to play from Silver Streak, which is a great film. Silver Streak, him and Richard Pryor, right? Yeah. And I asked Kath, and she said no. And it's the bit...
Pure Imagination.
No, that's from Willy Wonka. That's a bit obvious. I like playing the visual comedy bit. But it's the bit where Gene Wilder couldn't do it now. Why not? He blacks up with boot polish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? And I am sure, and I've not seen this film for a long time, I've seen a bit of the bit where he blacks up, and he's wearing, like, a Rasta hat, and he's blacked up, and Richard Pryor says, you've got to pretend to be a black man. And he's got a radio on his shoulder, and he's clicking his fingers, and he's dancing really badly, and then the black cleaner comes in and says, man, you must be in some really deep trouble to be doing that. And he teaches him how to be black. Now, that bit's on YouTube, right? I am convinced that after that, to get into the role of a black man, there is a shot of Gene Wilder walking, and I'll be careful, walking through the train station with his radio on his shoulder, his ghetto blaster, his blacked up face going, I'm an M-word, I'm an M-word. I'm an M-word. I'm an M-word. I'm sure that scene exists. And I don't think you could even do that then. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that in the 70s, let alone do it now. Literally couldn't hear that, Alan, because you turned into a Dalek.
No, I couldn't wonder how they managed to get away with it.
There's a lot of the M-word in Blazing Saddles as well, I seem to remember. Not seen Blazing Saddles since I was a kid, and I didn't really like it then. I wonder if I would appreciate it a bit more now. I might watch that tomorrow on the train. But there's a lot of the M-word in Blazing Saddles. There's a lot of fart jokes as well, I seem to remember, which I'm not a fan of fart jokes.
I haven't seen the film, but you're whetting my appetite.
Am I whetting what, for racism and blow-offs?
No, for Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles, yes, that was the other name of it, yeah. I might have a bit of Blazing Saddles, and I might have a bit of Young Frankenstein. I remember watching Young Frankenstein as a kid, and not getting it at all, really.
Here's another film. I don't think Gene Wilder was in this one, but here's one you might have heard of. The Man with Two Brains.
That's Steve Martin.
That's another obscure film.
Yeah, but Steve Martin's in it, and it's not that obscure.
I think that's one of his earlier works, Steve Martin.
Yeah, there's another... the first Steve Martin film, The Jerk, that's very N-word heavy as well. Lots of these early... Hey, there's a brilliant book by Steve Martin that I haven't read for a while, which I'm going to dig out again, and it's called Born Standing Up, and it's about him doing stand-up, and how he did this weird stand-up act, where he would... it was like him on a banjo, just doing funny songs and funny voices, and he ended up playing stadiums. Like, imagine, like 50,000 people would go to see Steve Martin, and in the book he writes, I can't work out why people came, but they would go and see Steve Martin live in concert. It's the thing it's sort of taken off a bit over here, but not as much. In the States, comedians can fill out stadiums. I remember seeing, I got really into Adam Sandler. I do like Adam Sandler. And I got really into him, and I watched a live video, and it was in a stadium. A stadium!
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, no record breakers like Peter Kay when he done his record breaking tour.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go and see... I went and saw Monty Python at the O2, because that was more of like a rock band doing their greatest hits. But I wouldn't...
Or Neil Diamond.
Sorry?
Or Neil Diamond.
Well, yeah. But I'm talking specifically about comedians now. I wouldn't go and see Neil Diamond's a singer, isn't he? I think.
But I remember you had to do his audience with performance.
Yeah. You sound a bit tired, Alan. You all right?
No, I'm on the loo. And I'm on number one. Hello?
I thought I could smell something. I thought I didn't have your complete undivided, and I was right, wasn't I, Alan? I didn't have your complete undivided.
No, I'm in number one.
No. Okay. Oh well. That's
needs to be done.
Well, it does. Hey, fair play. It doesn't need to be done. Were you on the toilet when you were speaking to James Max earlier in the evening?
No, I was having a smoke.
Okay.
And I was expecting to speak to him. It's not my fault they were late.
I think the two mics were downstairs, just having a laugh at James Max's expense.
Yeah.
I think they do that. They're like dogs, the two mics, and it's a metaphorical, although I've heard tell they've done it literally, of leaving their scent, showing that they are the alpha males by, let's be honest, humiliating James Max at 7:00. He was humiliated.
They're no Johnny and Ash, are they?
No. Who? No, the two mics. Oh, the two mics are Boston. They're brilliant, the two mics.
Better than Johnny and Ash?
Well, it's not really for me to say, but,
You're saying someone's right between the two of them.
Well, I literally didn't get that, and on that bombshell, it's probably best to leave it. No, I love the two mics. Are they doing it for a week or 2 weeks? 2 weeks, flipping heck. It was weird. I got to come and sit in, for the last 5 minutes of their show. I don't come and sit in for Johnny and Ash, right? And it's not because we've fallen out or anything. We just kind of worked out it was best not to. And then Mike Graham came and said, what time do you want to come and do the handover? I was like, oh, flipping it. Instead of saying, I don't really do handovers, because I always find them a little bit clunky and a little bit awkward, and everyone's trying to. I never quite mastered the art of the handover. At a previous place, I thoroughly peed off someone I used to hand over with to the point where he refused to speak to me. We've kind of made peace now, but that was awkward and weird. But so I came in, and it was like I'd won a competition. You can win a competition to sit in the 2 Mic studio. Just complete this sentence in no more than 23 words. I think the 2 Mics are fab because... and I got to come in and sit with them. And man alive, it was weird. It was brilliant. Honestly, and this isn't me towing the company line, because you know me, guys. I don't tow lines from companies too well. But genuinely, it was just like stepping onto the stage and watching 2 masters have a supreme... It was like walking onto the stage in the middle of Waiting for Godot. Just these 2 expert performers at the peak of their powers. Anyway, that's an hour down. 2 more to go. 0844 499 1000.
Talk Radio.
Someone just said, I can't imagine a Steve Allen handover would be particularly fun. David, boy, oh boy, you don't even know the half of it. I'm Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio. It's always notoriously quiet on a bank holiday, but we're...
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. It's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
So it's Bank Holiday Monday. This is Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio. Take your radio diaries now, please. And for those of you who have complained that you've got no topics. Well, of course you've got no callers, got no topics. You have loads of topics, mate. Absolutely loads. Number 1, how are we going to destroy ISIS? Now that is a brilliant topic. I'll be honest, the suggestions we've had so far are not quite so brilliant. One is about, I don't know, digging a hole or something like Bugs Bunny. I didn't quite follow it. And then starting a world war. And the other was getting them to be surrounded by reindeer. Serious answers, please. if you don't mind. 0844 499 1000. Films you've not seen the middle of, or not seen the end of, and I don't any old crap you want to call in about. I couldn't give a stuff. I couldn't give a stuff. 0844 499 1000. It's always quiet on bank holidays, and I didn't realise that literally everybody today on not just talk radio, but like every radio station in the country has taken the day off. Everybody has taken the day off. There's nobody in. And no one says to me, it's a bank holiday coming up soon. Do you want to take... So how do here's the question. How do all of these people know that there is a bank holiday coming up? Is it what? And everyone knows, because I'll take that day off. What? I'm going to take the next bank holiday off. You mark my words. Harry!
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, boss. What you got?
Right. A few things. Number one, hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. Well done. At last, the traditional greeting being acknowledged. Thank you very much indeed.
You had quite a bit of a rant when that came out from the print.
Yes.
Strangely enough, I mentioned this to my younger brother, and he was reading a Enid Blyton, Famous Five.
Yes.
At the end, it had hip, hip, hip.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a posh thing.
It might be a posh thing. I don't know.
It might be. Are you recording this phone call?
Yeah, I am. I'll stop now.
No, you can record it if you want. I don't mind. That's what that little blip is. I just wondered why you were recording it. Is this to play back at a later date?
Might be. When you got on the straight to air.
Oh, you're going to play this back to me?
I don't know. We'll see.
Wow, this is... Hang on a minute. Well, then we should be clever about this, Harry. I should ask myself something that only I would know the answer to.
Right.
Or is there something that you've always wanted to ask me, but you thought I would never answer? Because you could ask it now, and we'll leave a gap, and you tell me what it is. Here we go. This is time travel.
Right.
You tell me what it is. I will ask myself it, leave a gap, but I won't answer it until you phone in on Straight to Air and play me the question.
Right. Now, I've got a small question. Not about that, but when are you doing next Straight to Air?
Okay. Ian, when are you doing the next Straight...
No, I didn't mean that.
No?
But I want to know when I can call in and then play that.
Friday at midnight.
I can't manage Fridays.
Sorry?
I can't manage Fridays.
I'm
a Jew.
You what?
I'm a Jew. I keep the Sabbath.
Well, but technically it's Saturday. Because it's midnight.
Right, but for us it's the Sabbath.
What, even Saturday morning is the Sabbath?
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
The whole Saturday, from Friday night, like about 8 o'clock till the next evening, about an hour later. Hey.
Well, in that case, you're going to have to take me to court, because I am discriminating against Jews.
No, I won't take it personally.
Well, you should do, because you're the first person to pick up on this, and at last my point has been made.
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
No, I'm not.
Why
I'm
not?
doing what to myself in the foot?
You're shooting yourself in the foot.
You say shooting. I thought shooting.
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's Friday at midnight.
Right. So I won't be able to.
Well, that's your decision.
That's my decision. Okay, so the question is quite personal.
Okay.
And I don't mean it in a bad way, but are you ADHD?
Uh-oh. Okay, right. Ian, I have a question for you, which is quite personal, but I don't mean it in a bad way. But me and some guys have been talking, and we want to know, are you... Well, I'm quite nervous asking this, but I'm going to ask it. Are you ADHD?
You've done it.
No, you got to be quiet, because now this is when I would be answering it.
Sorry. So let's do it again.
Do it again. Hello, Ian. It's Ian calling from the past, and there's something that's been bugging me for quite a while. And, I said, and like Ringo Starr does there with a bit of a transatlantic drawl. I hope you don't mind me asking, but me and the guys, have been chatting over a few burgers and milkshakes, and I want to know, are you ADHD? Oh, nice one, Ian. Thanks for that. I appreciate your honesty. Bye!
Hey.
There we go.
You're flipping legend. Don't say that.
You only you can complete the circle now, Harry, by phoning in and defying your God's wishes, or the people that spread the word of your God.
I doubt that I would do that, but we'll see what happens. It might turn up.
Who do you love more, Harry? Who do you love more, Harry? Your God or me?
A God.
Wowzers. Okay, fair play. No, fair play. I'll take that.
I'm sorry.
No, I'll take that. Well done. You passed the test. You see, I was a temptation there, and I could have seduced you with all kinds of things, and you passed the test.
Me.
Well done. You did the correct answer.
Right. Another thing. Thunderbolt.
Sorry. Yes.
Thunderbolt.
Yes.
If you Google it, there is a plane called a Thunderbolt, so I think you owe her an apology.
Say that again. What?
There is a plane called a Thunderbolt.
There's a plane called a Thunderbolt. Yes.
So you said that there's no such thing as the word Thunderbolt?
No, I said there's no such thing as a Thunderbolt. But
no, you said, if you play it back,
hang on, Harry, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ADHD?
Yes.
Thought so. There we go. Right, but that's
I actually wanted to speak to you about it, but it doesn't sound like it'll happen.
Well, it's your call. Literally, you can make it happen.
Right.
But on a Friday. After midnight.
I have to edit that recording as well because I messed up the first time.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter about that. But there's a plane and it's called a Thunderbolt, is it?
Yeah.
Right, so that's the name of it. So that's still not a Thunderbolt. Isn't a thing. That's just a name.
Okay, but you said what's her name? Cassie or something like that?
I don't know. These people.
I think
these people.
Yeah, the second I've rung off, you won't know what my name is. Whatever.
I'll never forget you, Steve.
You said to her, there is no such thing as the word Thunderbolt, and then you said, up yours.
Well, the word Thunderbolt obviously exists. I was using dramatic flair and panache, which I'm famous for.
Right.
The word Thunderbolt, obviously, Queen sing it. But a Thunderbolt isn't a thing.
Right.
There's a film, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, starring?
I don't know, I'm not into films.
Clint Eastwood, sorry?
I'm not into films.
What do you mean you're not? Have you never seen a film?
I think I watched Harry Potter a long time ago.
How old are you, Harry?
I'm 17.
17, and the only film... That's not a Jewish thing, is it? Jews are allowed to watch films, aren't they? I don't know too much about...
It is a bit of a Jewish thing. If there's...
Is it?
There's a lot of laws. It depends how observant you are.
Hang on a minute.
I'm quite observant.
What is the Jewish law that thou shalt not watch a film?
No, it's got to do with seeing other women. You shouldn't have relations with other women besides your wife.
But watching a film
we don't
isn't
have girlfriends. We don't.
Is watching a film isn't having relations with women though? Trust me.
Well, let's say it has a sex scene in it.
Okay, that's not all of them.
Okay, that's not all of them, and also there's special guidelines on how a Jewish woman should dress.
Right.
So, for example, my mum never wears her T-shirt below her collarbone, and her shirt, her sleeve.
But that's Jewish. That's Jewish women, though. Are you not allowed to watch movies where women have got T-shirts below their collarbone? You're not allowed to watch movies. Who says? Because that doesn't say that. Doesn't say that in the Bible, does it?
It's our faith.
No, it's not though. Where? Because that's not in the Bible.
Okay,
or
Ian,
the Torah.
Let me tell you something. I'm not a rabbi, and I can't debate it because I don't know too much about it.
Well, I would suggest then you need to ask questions about it. You're asking me if I'm ADHD because guess what? When was the Torah written?
It was written. Well, God had it before the world.
Before movies, even silent ones.
Right.
So a man, a human being, has somehow interpreted that to "thou shalt not watch a film."
No, but you shouldn't have any.
Yes.
What's he saying, that I'm allowed to watch a sex?
No, I didn't. No. You brought up sex. You're obsessed with it. I've not brought up sex. I'm talking about.
I'm really not. I'm saying.
I'm talking about films.
Seeing a woman dressed immodestly is not right.
But not all. Right. Well, first of all, our definitions of immodest are significantly different.
Obviously they're different.
Yeah, I don't think a t-shirt below the collarbone is immodest,
Right.
but you obviously do. But you can get films with women really well covered up.
That's true, but there's no love scene in it.
Yeah, not all films have love scenes in it.
Give me a film that doesn't have any improper relations.
Give you a film that doesn't have any
me a
improper.
name.
All right, the first film that springs to mind, Head, starring the Monkees. There we go. There's nothing improper in there.
Right, I'll have a look and I'll get back to you.
Okay. Oh wait, you guys, you wanted topics. Here's a topic: films that Ari can watch. 0844 499 1000. But don't you question it? Seriously, don't you question it? Because the ruling or the suggestion, whatever it may be, that you can't watch films, that has come from a man.
No, it's not. It's come from God.
No, it hasn't, because films weren't invented when the word.
Let me explain to you what our Bible is made up of.
Let me finish the sentence, and then you can.
Sorry.
Films weren't invented when your God, and I'm using inverted commas around God and wrote that book.
Right. So let me explain to you. God wrote that book. There's different parts to it. There's the open part, which is the Torah, which we have written in our house, and then there's the hidden part, which is all the mystical things behind it. So the sages, who, when we had our temple, they guided us on what we're supposed to observe, because they knew the hidden part much better than us.
The hidden part. Have you ever seen the hidden part?
I've studied a bit with a very, very big scholar.
Right. And that scholar was a man, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So it's men that have said, thou can't watch a film. It's not the word of God. Where in the Torah does it say, thou can't watch a film?
You know, I'll ask the question, get an answer, and I'll get back to you. Deal.
But you've not asked that question already.
No, because I feel happy with my life. I don't feel the need to watch films. I'm in college from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and I feel fulfilled. So there's no need for me to go and watch films.
But that's a different argument. I don't have the desire to watch films because I'm fulfilled. Films can make people laugh, they can make people cry, they can make people feel turned on, they can make people just sit back and wonder at the creativity of man and woman. They can make people feel all kinds of things. It's not all just people running around with machine guns and having it off.
I know that. I've got friends who do watch films, and it's not the right way.
Are they Jews?
With our lifestyle. Yeah.
So they're bad Jews?
I didn't say they're bad.
I'm asking. Are they bad Jews in your eyes?
No, because in my eyes, no one is absolutely bad. What they've done can be wrong, but they can always make up for it.
But so in your eyes, by watching films, these Jews are they've committed a sin that they need to make up for.
If they watched a film where there's no improper relations between one man and a woman, or a man and a man, as the case may be, then I've got nothing against them. And I would.
But if they have watched a film, if they watched a film like where there's like a man kissing a woman, you would have something against them.
I wouldn't have anything against them. What they've fallen.
They've fallen.
In their in their spiritual heights. But
gosh,
I don't want to spark anything on Twitter now. A whole hoo-ha against the Jews, but.
No, this isn't a hoo-ha against the Jews by any stretch of the imagination. And I hope you know that I am. I would not be interested in starting a hoo-ha.
Yes, I've listened to since it started. So
Okay, well, I just want to clarify because I'm not, anti-Jewish or anti-Semitic or anything
I
like
know,
that.
but there still are people listening to the show who are against it, and you never know what they might have to say.
Well, that doesn't bother you, does it? If I can't control what people listening to the show think on any subject.
I'm not saying you can.
Well, no, but then that shouldn't prohibit an open. Oh God, we've got Jonathan coming up next. Oh, blimey!
Right.
That shouldn't prohibit a conversation about it. I am a student of life, and I study people, and I have never heard what you're telling me tonight. So that's why I'm interested and curious.
That's fine. That's cool with me.
Okay, well, that's cool with me, man.
Yeah, just about the ADHD, you can see now how I think that ADHD, because
what?
I started off just wanting to say 3 points, one about the hip, 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 one about the Thunderbolt, and then I can't remember, there was another thing.
Yes.
And suddenly we've started off a live debate.
Yes, that's called that's called. Well, that's. I don't think that's a symptom of ADHD.
Being impulsive and following your mind.
Yes. Well, I don't think that's called being ADHD. That's called several things. One, it's called having a conversation,
right.
And two, it's called being a radio presenter working on a bank holiday Monday when there aren't that many calls.
And that's also called being a thorough legend and a brilliant radio presenter.
Well, may your God bless you for that, Harry. And I'm not fishing for compliments, but I don't. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out one day when that question gets played to me. And keep listening because we might drop in a straight to air at any point.
I will.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you talking to me, Harry. Cheers, man.
See you.
Bye bye. 0844 499 1000. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? What films could Harry watch? I didn't get to ask him about the wigs. I'm curious about the wigs and the covering of women covering of their hair and stuff like that. We didn't get to it. Maybe another time. 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, dearie me. Let's, Jonathan, I'm going to come to you in a second. Let's go to Rob. Good evening, Rob.
You caught me by surprise. I was waiting for Jonathan to do his thing.
You did call in?
I was flicking through Facebook randomly looking at rubbish.
What rubbish were you looking at?
It's all rubbish, Ian.
Mucky rubbish?
No, not on Facebook. No, that's the mucky channels.
Yes.
I've called in. I've got three things for you, Ian. You're having a slow evening, so I'm helping you out a little bit.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
That's all right. We'll get closer to the hour. I'm a driving instructor.
I've got, by the way, I've got a brand new song to play during the show this evening from me and Nigel from Maidstone, remixed by @the_DC_DJ. It's flipping good. And while I'm talking to you, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that's going to make me rich, right? I'm working out how to sell it on iTunes. Big bucks are coming my way. Big bucks, baby. And let's just say, when I make my first million, I'm gonna go and stand on the boss's table and do a whittle. And I'm gonna give it that, and I'm gonna walk out. You wait and see, guys. You wait and see.
I'm waiting.
Well, I'm not going to do it now. It's probably take 2 or 3 months to get my first million, but it's going to happen.
So it's very hard to get your stuff on iTunes, Ian. It's very complicated and boring.
No, it's not. I'm doing it now. I'm typing. Now, I'm doing it via CD Baby, you see.
That's very rude, talking to me and typing at the same time.
Well, these things happen.
I'm on CD Baby.
And how much have you made?
Well, I'm not whittling.
Yeah, well, mate, you see, you just... Oh, it says I've already got an account, and I can't... I don't know what my username... Hang on a minute. It's going to be worth it, guys, because this song is going to sell shed loads, and I'm going to be rich.
Do we get to hear the song tonight, or...?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, what time?
Well, I don't want to say what time.
Oh, because it's a radio thing, and then people,
I don't want people to go and get because if I say, oh, it would be this time, then they'll go and get like blank tapes and put it in their stereos, and then or they'll and they'll put a bit of paper in the slot, and then they'll tape it off the radio. Then they won't buy it. I'm not stupid. That's what killed home taping is killing live music, guys.
C90 or C60, Ian?
Well, I was always a C90 man. C60,
Really?
You couldn't get enough on. And C120, the tape was too thin and it would snap.
Too thin, Ian. Too thin.
Too
Snapped.
thin! Too thin! C120 was too thin!
Ridiculous.
Yep.
So, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh, here we go. I thought conversation was going so well.
About 8 years ago,
Yes.
I won a competition on the previous radio station you were on. I won tickets to see a film.
Oh, yeah.
A preview. Worst film.
You're not really strict Jewish, are you? And we no, okay.
No. Worst film I've ever seen in my life. The Brothers Grimm. It was terrible.
That was a Terry Gilliam film. I believe
That's
my
it.
friend Mackenzie is in it, briefly.
That's right.
Yep, okay.
It was awful. It was awful.
Okay.
I wasn't impressed with that.
Right, sorry?
The other thing, talking about music, I know somebody who knows you.
Hang on a second. You phoned in to complain that I gave you free tickets to see a film and you didn't like it. Unbelievable. How ungrateful are these people? A free movie!
I had to go all the way to London, and London's dirty and smells, and I didn't like it.
Oh, flippin' heck.
Yeah. That's it. I'm not happy about
All right,
that.
well, continuez-vous, s'il vous plaît. Go on, then.
Talking about music, I know somebody that knows you.
Uh-oh.
John Mann.
Captain John?
Yes.
You know the captain?
And his son that came into your studio, 27 strings, I think they were called.
No, that's not the John. No, John isn't. That's not the captain. It's not Captain. But how can you say when I say Captain John, you go, yeah, Captain John, and it's the man you're describing isn't Captain John?
Maybe he's captain to you.
No. Who was he then?
He wrote on your what's that program you did in the early days? Oh, the breakfast one that you did.
Rise.
Rise. That's it. He said he was a writer on there. John Mann.
Oh, I know John. Hang on a minute. I think I know John Mann. He was a stand-up comedian.
You've got it now.
Yeah, I know John Mann. Well, don't say it now. I say I know John Mann.
Right.
I haven't seen John Mann for 16 years.
So you don't really sort of know him then, I guess.
Well, I mean, I'm aware of him, and he was an excellent. Does he still do stand-up?
He does, yeah. I was chatting to him the other night, and we sort of mentioned that we shared your Facebook page, and he said that he used to write for you on Rise.
Yeah, he did. He did, and he was. I'm saying was because I've not seen him do stand-up for 16, 17, 18 years. He may have gone right down the pan since then.
He's an ambulance driver.
Is he?
Down the pan? Is that down the pan? Is that good or?
Nah, that's. I would say ambulance driver is one below stand-up comedian. He was a very, very funny man, John Mann, and we did have a little chitty chat on Facebook a while ago, actually. But as these things kind of drift away in the memory, we'll say hello to him next time you see him.
I will do, and I think you're doing a great job on the radio. You're brilliant.
Bless you, Rob. Listen, thank you very much for that. 0844 499 1000. When we come back, we may or we may not play the new song. Well, I'm trying to open an account, right, on CD Baby. Some of you will know it's a way of selling music and stuff, right? And I've tried to open an account. It says, oh no, that email already has an account linked to it. Do you want us to reset the password? Beautiful, I say. Beautiful. So I click on reset the password, right? And I click on it, and then I enter the new password, and then it goes to the login. It says, right, username, enter the password, enter the email. Password, I enter the password, which I've just reset. And it says, no. The username is not your password. Have you forgotten the username? I go, yeah, I have. It says, right, click on this to reset your password. I don't want to reset the password. I want to reset the username. It won't let me do it. You click the thing. Have you forgotten your password or your username? Username. Go here to reset your password. I don't want to reset the password. I've forgotten the username. Well, in that case, there's nothing we can do about it. I might already have millions and millions of pounds in that account. And I can't access it. This is daylight robbery. Daylight robbery, guys. Jonathan.
Hello.
Hello, Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. Got some good news.
For who?
For you.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, no, this is genuinely good news.
Right.
In the next couple of weeks, guess who's coming on my show?
Matt Ford.
Correct.
Yeah, you're so transparent.
How did you guess that straight away?
Because I know things.
Oh. I bumped into him in Edinburgh. Me and Kath bumped into him in Edinburgh. It was so nice to see him, because I've not seen him for ages. And we talked about you. For those who don't know, Matt Ford used to do this slot, I think, when it was Talk Sport years ago. And there is a very famous clip of Jonathan being, quite angry with Matt Ford, weren't you?
Yeah, I blew my stack with him.
You did. Do you mind if I just play a little bit of it?
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Jonathan in Swansea joins you now. Jonathan, you're on Talk Sport. Good morning to you, sir.
On behalf of 90%, maybe more, 99% of the listeners of Talk Sport, I'd just like to tell you that we don't like you.
Oh.
We don't want you.
Oh.
We never wanted you to come back.
Oh, dear.
You're the worst presenter on radio ever.
Oh,
you make Stephen Nolan look like Orson Welles. You are a talentless liar.
A liar?
A shameless, sycophantic sellout with a jelly spine and a mush mind.
Oh, my word. How long have you been writing that for, Jonathan?
Your lies about the EU improving workers' rights, your lies about Labour inheriting a black hole are utterly shameless.
Right, let's just stop a second.
We hate you, Matt. We want you gone.
Oh,
You're
my
the
word.
voice of the establishment.
Oh, dear.
And we don't want you. This is our station, not your new Labour Nazi Blairite lip spittle hijacking our station.
Oh, my word. I don't think I've ever had so many insults.
You even lied about being mugged just to gain sympathy and shut up criticism.
What are you talking about?
You're a shameless liar. I can see why you like Blair so much,
You are
considering that you
incredible.
and him like to lie.
Jonathan, you need to get more sunlight.
Oh, I get plenty of sunlight. I tell you now, Matt, I wish you were gone.
Gone from the station or gone from the earth?
Yeah. You even lie about Brian Clough's so-called record in the Champions League. He doesn't hold the record. Walter Paisley holds the record.
What are you talking about? I'm never
And Brian Clough will be nothing more than a fish in a little pond compared to Alex Ferguson, who's a whale in a teardrop.
Oh, my word. Jonathan, you've been saving that up for a long time.
Yeah, because you lie.
Hang on.
You and
It goes on for another 6 minutes, Jonathan.
I enjoyed that.
He did
I
as
got it
well.
on my computer.
I bet you have.
It's a good laugh.
Bet you touch yourself as you play it. He's going to come on in the next few weeks.
Oh, good.
You going to phone up?
Well, I don't really have anything to add.
Okay.
I think my views on Matt Ford are very well known.
Okay.
There's nothing really to add to that.
Okay. Well, he'll be coming in, and we'll be having a little chat about it, and we might play the rest of that as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good. What you got for us, Jonathan?
Yeah, wasn't that the night that saved that call? Wasn't that the night that it saved your life?
Sorry?
Yeah, you blogged about it, about how that call saved your life.
Which call saved my life?
The one you've just played.
How did that save my life?
You blogged about it. You were talking about...
Oh, I did write a blog entitled Last Night a DJ Saved My Life, or something stupid like that. And
well, I'm the one who saved your life,
well,
not Matt Ford.
His giggle was very cute. And I just wrote that it was that Matt Ford, his show, and that phone call were a beacon of light in an otherwise dark, bland radio universe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Jonathan?
I've been a bit ill recently, and
you've been a bit what?
I've been a bit ill recently.
What's been wrong?
Some 5-year-old deliberately gave me his germs, and I've been struggling to recover from it.
What kind? What allergy type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still not quite 100%, but I'm getting there now. And
who's looking after you?
Me, after myself.
And how are you doing it?
I just plough on. I just get on with it. It's only temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
nice.
okay though.
When I'm ill, I fluctuate between wanting someone to look after me and nurse me and wanting to be on my own. And I think I generally come down on the side of being on my own.
I probably fluctuate the opposite. Just want to get it over and done with, and then get back in the world.
Yeah, well, I don't enjoy being ill. Hey, there must be perverts out there, right? That can only, if you can think of it, then it turns people on, right? If there must be people who can only become sexually aroused when they're ill. There must be.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised anymore.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised anymore. Every day I think, it can't get any worse, and then it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. If you can think of it, someone gets turned on by it. Simple as.
Oh, I try not to think about it.
Yeah. There you go.
But I will be. I'll be fair to Matt Ford. As much as I dislike him,
he's a prune.
I'm not one of these people that wants him living in a cardboard box, ruined and destitute and whatnot, because I don't want the taxpayer to pay that. I'm glad that he's had a bit of success off the back of that. It's no skin off my nose.
I don't think his success, and he has been very successful, I don't think it's come from that phone call.
I think it definitely accelerated it. He definitely moved up the food chain.
Wow, the arrogance of the... look, Jonathan, if you helped him, then...
Well, he would have got there eventually. It would have been Bugging's turn eventually, but I just gave him a little push.
Well, Jonathan, I'm sure you'd love to give him a push as well. 0844 499 1000. Tris, coming up to you after this. Right. So, me and Nigel... have someone's just posted on Periscope. I know a man who got an erection just before a sneeze. Thanks. Me and Nigel, have been writing songs and then sending them to the excellent Dan. You can see him on @the_DC_DJ, and he has been making magic out of them. Of course, it starts with. You might hear a ping now and then because I'm talking with someone on CD Baby. How rude is that? We've been writing songs, and the DC DJ has been working some magic. Well, the other day, we wrote a song not about Lindsay Lohan, but instead about Miley Cyrus. And Dan has managed to incorporate some of the carnival feel of this weekend. Guys, you're soon going to be able to buy this, and this is the song that's going to make me a millionaire. It's called Miley Doing It Stylee.
Sometimes Miley Cyrus, she sings a song or two. She likes to play a guitar as well. Sometimes Miley Cyrus, she has a love with you. She plays country western too, so join in with her too. Come on, join the gang. Miley Cyrus too. Miley Cyrus plays the guitar and sings along with you. Come on, join the gang. Miley Cyrus too. Miley Cyrus sings along with you.
Here she come now with the guitar. Ooh, doing it styling, Miley. Doing it styling. She play guitar and strumming in front of me, Miley. Don't stop the car, Miley. Miley. Don't stop the car, Miley. Miley. Don't stop the car, Miley. Miley. Don't stop the car, Miley.
Sometimes Miley Cyrus, she sings a song or two. She likes to play a guitar as well. Sometimes Miley Cyrus, she had it up with you. She plays country western too, so join in with her too. Come on, join the gang. Miley Cyrus too. Miley Cyrus plays the guitar and sings along with you. Come on, join the gang. Miley Cyrus too. Miley Cyrus sings along with you.
Oh blimey, Miley. Oh blimey, Miley. Oh blimey, Miley. Bum 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 bum, Miley. Oh blimey, Miley. Oh blimey, Miley. Oh blimey, Miley. Doing it styling, Miley. Don't stop the car, Miley. Miley. Don't stop the car, Miley. Miley. Doing it styling, Miley. Doing it styling, Miley. Doing it styling, Miley. Doing it styling, Miley.
That, dear listener, is going to make me rich. It's going to make me rich, Tris.
Hello, mate. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. What do you reckon to that, fella? That's it, isn't it? That's it.
That's the one. If Nigel actually listened to the show, he'd have a rock on over that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we'll see. That's going to make me very, very... You've just witnessed an historic moment in rock and roll history.
Premier down the end of the phone.
Well,
mate.
it's like a lot of people talk about where they were the first time they saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, and how crime dropped in America by about 80% for the 45 minutes that the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's something like that. Yeah, it's true. Hey, here's a thing, right? Here's a thing that never gets mentioned, and I maybe it's only me that's interested. Who else? Which other future pop star was also on the same episode of the Ed Sullivan Show as the Beatles?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm surprised no one knows this, right? The very first time the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan, also on there was Davy Jones from the Monkees.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was doing songs from Oliver.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you see? Well, now you know it, guys. Rock trivia. Rock trivia. Anyway, man, what you got for us? You sound a bit down, Tris. What go on? Whoa.
No, I'm all right, mate. You know, nothing to write home about. But, you're talking about bleak films. I watched a bleak film last night.
Yeah, go on.
Paddy Constantine.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're going.
Tyrannosaur.
Which one? Oh, Tyrannosaur. That is absolutely it's the woman who's the flavour of the month in it, isn't it? What's her name?
Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman.
But she is brilliant in everything.
Yeah.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
Yeah.
There's some people floating around like Cumberpatch and stuff. I don't really understand, but I can see why she's in everything.
Yeah, she is brilliant, and that film is flipping. I mean, Kath, did you watch it? I suggested you watched it and you didn't. With good reason. It is absolutely bleak as anything. Isn't her husband in it brilliant?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I've seen him in loads of things.
Everything he's in, he's great. I don't know his name, though.
No, exactly. He's one of those actors who's a face. You go, oh, yeah, I know him. He's been in Thingy Bob and What's It. Not got a clue what his name is. And yet, in that film, he is mind-blowingly evil. Just really subtly. He's a bully. He's spousal abuse and stuff. Horrible.
Yeah.
But he's brilliant in it. It's a good film.
You absolutely believe him as well, don't you? You can see him
completely in that role.
I went through a bit of a Paddy Considine thing. What's the other one? Is it Dead Men's Shoes or something?
Dead Man's Shoes, yeah. Brilliant.
Ooh, I never see the twist coming in films. I never saw the twist in that coming.
No, I know.
Yeah, I never get twists, and that was quite an obvious twist as well. And I saw it was like, oh no, but that scene. Spoiler alert, guys. That scene where he pumps them full of like coke and ecstasy and all kinds of and LSD and all these horrible. He pumps them full of it, and they're all off their mash. That was dark, man.
It was.
It reminded me of the 90s. It was dark, apart from the murder. But they just sat there all completely out of it, you know. Oh, yeah, that was dark. But it's brilliantly done.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw you on Twitter today, so it's talking about Complete Beatles.
Yeah, the best Beatles documentary, guys. Stop the search. It's The Complete Beatles, which I make up was released around 1980, 81, and it's complete spelt COMPLEAT. Hang on a minute. Is that because that's how they spell complete in America? Or is it a pun on...
how they spell Beatles.
Is it a pun on Beatles?
Yeah.
Do you know, as I said that out loud and spelt it, I thought, oh, flip, what an idiot. What an idiot.
I remember that documentary sticks in my mind because the video shop round the corner from me when I was growing up as a kid, when they were shutting down, they were having a big sale, and I got that, and I got 25 times 5, the Rolling Stones.
Oh, the Rolling Stones. Well, you could have sent the Stone one. I'd have given the Stones back because that's a pony.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, but yeah, I'm a big Stones fan. Do you not know that?
Nah, mate, they're rubbish. You messed up. You messed up digging those guys.
Well, I'd a dad that was a Stones fan, and a mum that was a Beatles fan, so I sort of had the collection ready, you know, ready and waiting.
The Complete Beatles, though, is the best Beatles documentary by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I haven't seen it in years. Is it on YouTube?
No, it's not. I looked for it today and it's not. We used to have it on a Betamax video, which I then had to convert to VHS when we got rid of when our Betamax died. And it's great. It's the only one I've seen where they talk about flanging.
Oh, yeah.
The brilliant bit when they talk about flanging. And George Martin, we came up with an effect and where we would put the guitars through this, and the boys called it flanging.
I think you're the only other person I've ever spoken to that when flanging's mentioned, they don't burst out laughing.
No, I know. But it's, you know, I used to have a flange pedal when I was learning guitar. But yeah, and the boys, then they came up with the name flanging. And then it does cut to like Paul and John giggling, if I remember correctly. Well, you know, we called it flanging, you know. It's a brilliant documentary.
Yeah, it's really good. It's got that sort of old school voiceover, if I remember rightly. Very sort of prim and proper.
In 1963, the Beatles first played in Hamburg. It's good. It's good. Better than that Ron Howard thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
it's a turkey. It's a turkey. I've decided it's a turkey.
You changed your tune from the other night.
I enjoyed it. And I had a big grin, but thinking about it, it's quite empty, I think, really. And I think it's just frustrating because there now won't be another big Beatles film for another 10 years.
Yeah, probably. I mean, do we need another big Beatles film?
Yeah, of course we do, man. Of course we do. As long as there are eyes in my head and ears also in my head, then we need more Beatles films. Of course we do, man. What are you talking about? This is crazy. This is crazy talk, Tris.
Yeah, I saw you were talking about putting together perhaps a music show online.
I considered it for about 30 seconds, and then someone said, "Oh, you got to pay for PRS," and I thought, actually, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I'd love to do a little music show. There are some people that do music podcasts. Andrew Sandoval, who does "Come to the Sun" or "Come to the Sunshine," never mind which, and he plays music in the podcast, and I do wonder how he gets away with it.
Well, I suppose if you're not taking any money for it.
No, but you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to.
Aren't you?
No, you're not allowed to.
I think Robin Ince does one with music in it as well.
What the heck? I don't know.
I think.
Yeah, well. I don't know how these things happen. Never mind. Tris, I'm going to move on because I want to squeeze in Gatford before the news. Thank you for that, boss. Let's go to Gatford. Evening.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
How's the conversation with CD Baby going?
Fine, it's sorted. I'm logged in.
Lovely. Beautiful.
I am logged in.
beautiful. I've got a film for Harry that I think he would appropriate for him to watch.
Don't now. For those who don't know, Harry was called up earlier on
being
due to his
serious. I'm not
religious
taking the mick.
his religious beliefs. He's not allowed to watch films that have got women wearing T-shirts below the collarbone and any improper sexual activity, which is fine. And we've had people suggesting things like American Pie and American Pie 2, and someone even suggested American Pie 3. That's not for anybody's eyes to watch.
No.
But what do you think? What film do you think Harry could watch?
I actually spent a good 5 minutes thinking about every film that I could think of and thinking, well, no, it's got something in it. No, it's got... Watership Down was the only thing I could come up with. Because it's about rabbits. I mean, I know it sounds obvious, but it's not got an appropriate women in it because it's not got any women.
Space Jam! He could watch Space Jam!
Yeah, he could watch Space Jam, yes.
I don't think there's any sex in Space Jam.
No.
There might be a kiss in it, though. He might...
Well, see, that's the point. I tried to think of anything where... you think of things like Back to the Future, and he's got the bit with his mother in it.
He has sex with his mum, doesn't he?
Terminator, that's got something in it.
He has sex with his mum in it, doesn't he? I think, doesn't he?
Well, I think so. No, I think there's
someone has sex with someone's mum.
There's a tete-a-tete with his mother, but there's not... sorry. You can dump it if you want. Nice idea about the topics.
Yeah.
Maybe keep them running all week.
Well, they've gone so well, haven't they?
Well, yeah, but you got to give them time to breathe. Give them time to, it's Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Bank Holiday Mondays are always a tough one.
Yeah, so tomorrow people go to work, the brains start working again. They'll go,
Yeah.
And then one for the podcasters. They'll hear it, and then later on in the week they'll go,
Oh, that reminds me, Kath, when we put out the interview podcast, let me know when we've put out an old one, so I'll tweet the hell out of it. I forgot, meant to say that 2 weeks ago. It popped into my head, and it's just popped into my head now. We'll... Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I don't think topics are the way to go, but then I also think I don't think no topics all the time is the way to go. I think it just develops as it develops.
Yeah. I think the problem is when you get to the point where you say, right, you can say anything, a lot of people clam up. Because they don't know how to do... Well, they don't...
But hang on a minute, I've just put out 6 topics and we've had no calls about them.
It's Bank Holiday Monday.
Oh, so shove Bank Holiday Monday right up your arse. This is Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Well, we've got another hour to go, and we seem to be doing okay, Stanley. Do give us a call. Nigel, you'll be up in a bit, then it's Richard, 0844... No, it'll be Richard first, then Nigel, sorry. 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
Yes, Richard!
Hip, hip, hip.
Now, Richard, listen, guys. The podcast is beginning now, right? The podcast is for the most part, the last hour of the show. It's now 4 minutes past 12 on a Monday night, Tuesday morning. So we need, Richard, to, open the podcast big. We need to open the podcast big, okay? And make people think, whoa, flipping heck! This podcast is packed full of balls. I want to dive into this pool. No, doesn't matter. But we need, Richard, this few minutes, this call is going to decide whether people will continue to not only continue to listen to this podcast, but whether they will also subscribe or unsubscribe to future podcasts. So, Richard, we got to make it. Yeah, we got to make it big.
No pressure then.
No, a lot of pressure.
Oh, I thing is, when I called, I thought you were sort of a bit low on course. I thought I'd be on before the podcast thing, and then I sort of forgot that the last hour is going to be the podcast hour.
The last hour is the podcast hour, and I don't want to put pressure on callers, but guys, there's a lot of pressure on you if you're calling in this last hour to make this last hour darned good. All right, 0844 499 1000. We'll call you back, but you've got to be good, guys. Otherwise, it's just imagine there are people listening to this on the way to work. Maybe they're on a flight somewhere. Maybe they're coming back from, I don't know, like their nan's funeral or something, and they want to have a bit of a laugh. And because they didn't get much in the will, so they just want to have a bit of a laugh. And we're sending them into a big, deep depression because we're miserable. So, up tempo. Hang on a minute.
We could start with a good word to start with.
A good word?
Get a bit of humour.
So that sounds biblical, but go on.
Well, you used it in the last hour, and I was wondering if you've still got the clip of it.
Can you think what word I'm thinking of? Do you mean
George, you're a fanny?
No.
No, that's a good clip, but
this one?
You said it at least 2 or 3 times in the last hour.
Bonfire.
Hello.
Prove it.
Off with his head.
I can't believe what I'm listening to.
Any of those?
Oh, well, it's kind of related to. I'm not sure if it's who you were talking about when you talk about difficult handovers.
Oh yeah. I didn't say reach around, did I?
No. This person had a difficult handover with, and because it was so difficult, you never had one with that person ever again.
Steve Allen. Steve.
No, it's not him. No, a different, same station, but.
Who did? Nan? Who did? What? Hang on, you're speaking in riddles, man. Speak in English.
Flange.
Who?
Flange. Remember the flange clip?
Oh, flange. Oh yeah, I had a clip of Nana Rayburn saying flange. That will have long since gone, I think. Yeah, no, I've not got that, I'm afraid. I'm just clicking. No. I've got, what's the Anna Rayburn clip? Hang on a minute, Anna. I've got this. Hang on.
And I love this one. And I can't help you with.
Hang on a minute. Let me get this. This is a great clip. This is actually Anna Rayburn actually said this on a radio show.
This one. And I can't help you with this one, Mook. He sent in a word which is cocksmudger.
What?
Please would you check the origin? Huh? My grandfathers say it goes back to old sailors carrying a small Bible with them. Yeah. And when annoyed, they would, with God, they would peel back the page and rub the tip of the penis against the holy words, smudging the words with the cock.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that is Anna Rayburn at her... Oh, jeez, that's loud. At her finest. Never got on with that woman.
That's a classic one, that one.
Absolute classic. But I wish her the best of luck and joy wherever she is now. May God bless her. What you got for us, Richard?
Yeah, well, first of all, a quick one about topics. I don't know why everybody got so upset about topics over the weekend.
There was a lot of there was a furore about topics, yes, and it's a question that does trouble me as to whether I should be doing more topics and stuff. And sometimes we will and sometimes we won't. But I this is all an experimentary phase, Anyway, and, you know, I'm trying to forge on with something new and different, and there may be a reason that no one's gone this way before, but we'll see. But I don't want to just sit here and do that thing that Danny Baker does, which I've done, where we come in with 10 things and we go, right, tonight we're going to be asking you, ever been told off by a teacher when you were an adult? That's actually quite a good one. Who's got the most TVs in their house? I once pulled a pint for a 70s pop star. You know, they're all actually excellent topics, so keep those on file. But I don't want to do that. I kind of like the vibe of just coming in and chatting and seeing what happens, and it may not work for everybody, and that's groovy.
Well, do you remember on Thursday when you had the No New Colour show? You had a great topic on that one about, well, it was related to your cat.
Oh, yeah. Pleasure. Have you ever pleasured a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you finished the cat off?
I mean, what was, it started off because your cat was going to be neutered, or was it the dog?
The dog's going to be spayed, yeah. The dog, middle of November, that's all getting chopped out, yeah.
Well,
I'll bring him in and show you what comes out.
It's considered, a relief for the dog, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Or whatever animal it is. You know, if you neuter an animal, it's considered,
I wish someone would do it to me. It would just make life so much easier.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Castrato.
Nobody ever, what do you think it would be like? I would,
What?
when you fancy a girl and whatever, that's all illogical, isn't it? If it wasn't for, everything, I'm sure life would be a lot more logical. You could look at women and not think of anything other than.
Here's the thing: when you do get your, and people do this, castratos and perverts, but when you get your nuts chopped off, does it remove all sexual thoughts? Now, obviously, you can't be sexual. There's a thing, isn't there? They say about paedophiles, right? That some people want them to be chemically castrated, right? But does it removes the ability to have sex and to achieve arousal. But surely in your head, you would still find the desire of your affection, you would still find that attractive, wouldn't you? Or would the complete removal of...
you've talked about your, antidepressant side effects.
Yes.
In the past.
I've talked about my what?
Side effects of antidepressants.
Cyber sex with antidepressants?
Have you heard? There's quite a common one is actually loss of libido. Have you ever had that?
Chance to be a fine thing. The side effects. No, well, no, I haven't. There are two side effects with antidepressants, right? In terms of sexual. Do we want to go there?
I don't know.
They're basically the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, personally, I can see how it'd be nice. To be honest, I've had antidepressants and I have had that side effect.
The libido, lack of libido.
Yeah, and it is refreshing to say the least.
Oh yeah, I bet it is. This is one of the things about that old people say is that when they get really old, too old to do it, they go, "Oh, it's such a relief that's all over and done with."
Yeah. It's to be honest, it doesn't add to your, the only reason why we have such feelings is to to propagate the species. It doesn't make our life any happier.
Well, it does. It can be messy, no pun intended. But it can be fun. It can be fun.
Yeah, but it's just a means to an end. If you think about 1 millisecond after the deed is done, you think, well, what was all that about?
Oh yeah, you're filled with shame and wondering why you're wearing all of that stuff.
I guess that millisecond is when is quite like the feeling when you get that side effect from antidepressants. It's like that for forever. Well,
it's just that thing of going, oh no, what have I done? Oh no, and I look stupid. Oh no, never doing that again. It's that kind of vibe.
Yeah, well, but in a good way, though. You wouldn't have actually gone through that process anyway. So you just be getting on doing, listening to monkeys and playing on Xbox and all the normal things you'd be doing otherwise.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It is a faff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a faff, and life would be easier if we.
I'm interested to hear what Nigel's got to say.
Nigel, what have you got to say?
Has he gone to bed?
Nigel?
Oh, hello, Ian.
Yeah. Richard was just asking you a question.
What have I got to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, something funny if you want to hear it.
Well, is it related? We got to bear in mind, Richard.
Yes, it's a bit.
Hi, Nigel.
It's a bit rude and funny. Hi. Hi there.
No. You remember
we
Richard?
regularly talk to you on forums and everything.
Nigel doesn't actually listen to the show, even when he's queued up to.
Well, I can't get.
You know how famous he is, on the internet.
Oh, don't tell him he's famous.
I can't really afford the internet is too expensive for me because of the credit cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
I can guarantee they're talking about Nigel right now on Talk Radio's Facebook listeners group.
Mm.
You are a cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear my joke?
Well,
no, it's not. It's more. It's a true thing. You might. It's what I was going to say when I come on the show. Are you listening? Are you listening, Ian?
Yes.
Have you seen Miley's butt on Twitter? Have you? Because I'm on Miley's butt on Twitter. It's funny, isn't it? It's true. She's got Miley's butt. I think a page called Miley's butt on Twitter. It's funny, isn't it?
Well, no. Did you hear our latest song, Nigel?
Yes, I did. It was ruder than me.
No. We've had another song tonight.
Oh, one that you put a mix. No, of course I haven't, because I've been watching the telly. I watched that new Carrie film. You know the one they brought out, the second one.
They made a remake of Carrie.
Carrie, you know where she got all blood and killed her mother with knives at the end.
Yes.
Well, they made a fantastic one with a new girl. It was. I was quite pleased with it.
Oh, were you? Why did you direct it?
No. But anyway, it was everything was exactly the same as the old film, but more blood, I suppose. Really,
more blood. Yeah. That's.
Well,
I thought there wasn't
blood,
enough blood in the first Carrie.
No.
I'm glad they put more blood in.
Sorry to hear. Lee Majors was singing that song, wasn't he? Truck Driver, the song before, after the news.
Yes, he was.
Lee Majors.
Yes.
Because he was brilliant, wasn't he, as a Bionic Man?
He was excellent as the Bionic Man, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know he could sing.
No.
I think, was that his first song, actually?
It was. Have you not heard Lust in a Lady's Eyes?
No.
That's another song he did.
Oh, can you get an album? Is he still got CDs out there?
No. I'll just stay there. Come to you after this. Right, 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We've been talking about bits and pieces, but you can call in about anything. Nigel!
Ian, I've recorded a jingle on my phone earlier this evening.
That's fantastic!
Yeah, I wanted to play it before the battery goes, because I've got it switched on and you can't sort of...
For all the black folk?
Pardon?
Who do you want to play it for?
No, my battery's going, I meant to say. The battery's going, so I wanted to play it as soon as I can, because it's switched on, ready to play.
Well, here's the thing. We've already had a song from you this evening.
The one you've recorded?
Yeah.
And I haven't heard it?
No.
Can I hear it?
Not now.
Oh, this is only a short song. I'd like you to hear it if I can.
No, I know you would, but here's the thing, right? There are some people listening.
Yeah.
I think there are some people listening that don't like your singing.
Oh, you'd be quite impressed with the one I've done tonight, because just me singing with a different tune.
I bet you haven't.
I expect you'll like it anyway.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
But no.
Can you look something up on the internet if I tell you? Have you got it in front of you?
What?
The internet in front of you, haven't you?
Yes.
If I tell you something, can you look it up? Because I've got some drumming on there at the moment.
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm not going to let you play the jingle tonight because we have. I know you've not heard it. That's your loss.
Well, there's plenty of time for another to do the other one another day, isn't there? Yeah.
So we've already had a song from you this evening, which is brilliant. It's the one that with me rapping in it. You remember the
Is
rapping?
it the third one? It's the third one.
Worried about it. I don't remember the words, but that was my.
Oh, right, yeah.
Worried about it, Miley Cyrus. There's all that kind of stuff.
Am I in it as well?
Yeah, yes, you're in it.
Oh, when I sang with you last week?
Yeah, Dan has remixed it and he's made it sound...
I'm waiting for Dan to send me the other ones, the first two you did, because I haven't received them.
Well, have you been in...
The holiday will make it late, won't it?
Well, hang on, have you been in touch with him and given him your address?
Yes, I did, last week.
Hang on, well, you can have 10 seconds of this. Here you go, 10 seconds, here we go. Oh, hang on a minute.
I bet it's good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You can have 10 seconds, right? And
Okay.
and then that's it. All right.
Right.
Sometimes Miley Cyrus, she sings a song or two. She likes to play her guitar as well.
That's what you're getting.
Oh, that sounds great.
It's good, isn't
I'd
it?
like to hear it all.
I know you would. But we're not going to play it again because we're going to...
But he can send it to me, can't he, Dan?
Well...
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna... This is the one, Nigel, that's going to make us $1 million.
Yeah, it's very catchy rhythm. I don't know how you find it all.
So we're going to... over the next couple of days, I'm going to work out how to sell this on iTunes.
But you don't... Do you get paid on iTunes?
Oh, yeah.
You do. So
Big.
you get most of the profits then?
No. We're
you share it?
We're going to split it 3 ways. Me, you, and Dan. We're going to split it.
Threesome, yeah.
That's not Dan on there now, is it? That's not our Dan. Okay. We're going to split it 3 ways, but bearing in mind, I've got to pay about 20 quid to register this song online. So, so I'll get my 20 quid back first of all.
Yes, of course. Yes,
but we're going to be making millions, Nigel.
You're not joking, are you?
I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all, mate. This is it.
Of course, Dan's probably made things for other people, hasn't he?
I think he's worked with. I think he's worked with Neil Diamond.
Really?
Destiny's Child. Alicia Keys. Just looking at a screen and not reading stuff off it. Blue. He's worked with some big stars. Mel B solo stuff. Big stuff.
It'd be good for us to go on TV and sing it together, wouldn't it? Like the Saturday show.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it.
Well, I can email Gabby and ask her if we could go on and do it.
Will you have a word to her for me?
With her or to her?
Have a word to her for me.
Okay, I'll have a word to her for you. Of course I will, man.
Of course I haven't got her phone number. But...
No. Not a problem then.
Lovely.
All right, Nigel, I look forward to seeing you at the bank when we cash our cheques for $1 million each.
You hope.
Oh, mate. This is it. This is it, man.
I have to come off my
Sorry?
My benefit then.
Yeah, you will have to you'd have to declare this.
Yes, come off my benefit.
You'd have to declare this,
I wouldn't need it if I got a lot of money, would I? So.
Hey, but do you know what? I'm not going to grass you up, mate. It's up to you. It's between you and your God as to
it's like
you claim the benefits.
You're self-employed, aren't you?
I would suggest don't come off your benefits because I just remembered who I'm talking to. Don't come off your benefits until I send you a cheque for $1 million, which may or may not happen.
Well, I'm not doing it. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going
to keep be on TV and everything.
I'm going to keep touring until the fans say they don't want any more. That's the line, isn't it? We're going to keep touring until the fans say.
You get on one show, Ian, you get on another.
Oh, you get exactly.
Like
mate, you get on the one show, then you get on the Jonathan Ross show, and that's it. That's
start with Gabby first.
Yeah, but we'll give her first dibs on it. All right, man. Nice one, Nigel.
Does she know me? But quick, does she know me? Has she seen my videos?
What makes you think I've not seen your videos, Nigel?
Oh, but have you? Does she know of me?
I didn't ask her.
Oh, well, she might be listening to the show. Do you think?
Yeah,
possibly.
Well,
and then she's getting ready to do the TV stuff.
She might be asleep.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm doing well on the internet at the moment. I've got lots of fans. You know.
That's great. That's great news, Nigel. Excellent stuff. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. Dan!
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Dan. It's not Dan, the DJ, is it, that's done the remixing?
Oh, well, I was sat outside Nigel's house in my DJ van with my decks, my wheels of steel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I've decided that at this time I don't want to produce any more music. I'm just going to talk some whimsy in a deep voice.
Yeah, that's fine. That's groovy, man. I can dig that.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about your attitude to topics. I noticed it's been quite a big theme of tonight's show.
Yeah, my attitude to topics. Is that a topic?
I suppose it could be. I mean, the problem is you've never been really clear.
I've never been
Do you
what?
like the hazelnut or do you like the nugget?
Nougat.
Nugget.
Is it nugget or nougat? Call me now.
It's definitely nugget.
I would say nougat. Call me now.
Well, you're in London, you're posh.
You probably say Nestles, don't you?
Of course I do.
It's Nestle.
No, it's Nestles.
There's an accent over the second E.
It's not my accent.
Call me now. 08444991000. There we go.
What else was I going to say?
That's two topics.
Isambard Brunel.
Yes.
Bit of an enemy of yours, is he?
I'm watching a brilliant clip, right, of a rally car. Have you seen this? I've just retweeted it. It's brilliant, right? It's a rally car going round a bend, right, and it's about to hit a dog, right?
Russia Today.
Sorry?
It's from Russia Today.
Well, the Russia Today logo isn't on there.
Yes.
No. Oh, it is from
Well, it's on
Russia
the-
Today. It is from Russia Today.
Yeah, you see.
Well, I'm not promoting Putin
Like Galloway.
or homophobia by talking about this clip. It's not a homophobic clip.
I'm watching this clip and it's on a permanent loop and it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's called a GIF.
Yeah, it's called a GIF.
08444991000. And it's a rally car coming around the corner and there's a dog in the middle of the road. But then the rally car hits a bump and jumps over the dog. It's the most thing. But I've seen an even better one, right? Of a rally car coming around a corner. I showed you this, Kath. And there's a bloke stood by the road taking pictures, right? And the car goes out of control and it looks like it's about to smash into him. And right at it literally just misses him by a hair, a Rizzler paper, smashes into a bridge and then bounces off the bridge. I'll try and find that clip, shall I?
I saw a clip earlier of a dog chasing after about 12 white cats, and they all jump up the fence in front of them at exactly the same time. And they run up in exactly the same way. It looks like a Photoshop job, but it isn't.
Call me now. 08444991000.
Isambard Brunel, digital spy.
Yeah.
He needs to build some bridges, doesn't he?
Thanks for calling, Dan.
Bye.
08444991000. I've just tweeted the link to the rally car nearly smashing into a fellow who's taking photographs. It's a cracking clip. I first saw that on when I was doing those Make You Laugh Out Loud programs on Channel 5. That one must have been Cars Make You Laugh Out Loud 2, 3. I don't know. Ray, good evening, Ray.
Hello, Ian. It's nice to speak to you for the first time.
It's nice to speak to you too, man.
Thank you. I've been listening to the show for about 2 months, and I really enjoy it.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you very much indeed.
I've got a couple of things to talk about. Before I go on, the reason why that Beatles anthology is spelt that way,
yeah,
I think they're referring to an ancient book called The Complete Angler.
Oh.
And it was like an anthology of fishing from the 16th century. And it was about songs and poetry to do with fishing.
But it was spelt complete, COMPLEAT.
That's right, yeah, yeah.
You sure it's not just because I thought it was that was how Americans spelt complete, and then it might be because the Beatles are spelt BEAT.
No, it's just an old-fashioned way of spelling it, I think.
You've got an amazing voice. You sound like sometimes they don't have the technology here, but other places I've worked, they'd have like a thing that could disguise the voice of callers.
Right.
We had it at LBC. I remember we used to love playing with it at LBC, and it makes people sound very deep. Or like like if you've been a victim of an horrific attack, right? Really nasty attack that had left you completely traumatized. But you wanted to go on Crime Watch and speak about it. They would silhouette you.
Oh yes, I know what you mean.
They'd silhouette you, and they do they do that voice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant voice.
I've worked in call centres, and I've been told this before when people have rung into me. Yeah, yeah.
That's a great voice.
So I've got an embarrassing thing that I found on a CD the other day, and I've got a film recommendation as well.
I'm in for both of these. Go on.
Yeah, well, I was sorting out some CDs the other day. They'd been in storage for about 15 years, had boxes and boxes of them. And I found this double CD, and it was BBC 75 Years of Radio.
Oh.
So I must have, it's an excellent CD. I must have bought it about 2001, played it once, and then just put it away.
Yeah.
So I stuck it on, and there's a section on Desert Island Discs on it. And you've got this lovely sound montage of famous people saying what their luxury item is. And then right at the very end, the only one where they play the full conversation of somebody choosing their item is Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter. I knew you were going to say that. Because Gary Glitter did Desert Island Discs, and there's a brilliant documentary in Arena from, I think, 1982, where it's got footage of him recording Desert Island Discs, and he's dressed in, he's got like a dicky bow, and he's dressed all up and stuff, and it's really weird. And he chooses, because he's really camp. Well, my 8th and final song is by me, and it's my latest single, and it's called Rock and Roll. I gave you the best years of my life. And he's just this big old queen. And what's his luxury item that he takes? Well, do I want to?
Well, it's a really interesting. He says, "I'd like a rubber doll and a supply of elastoplast." And this is Roy Plumley back in 1981. This is before all the scandals came out and everything.
Yeah.
And so Roy Plumley says, you can't have two items. So he says, well, I'll have the elastoplast. So if you go on the website, on Wikipedia, with all the luxury items that people have taken, his luxury item is elastoplast.
Because he will have damaged his penis by having sex with the rubber doll so much. Is that what the gag is?
I think it's just to repair the doll, isn't it, or something? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's weird. In plain sight, you know, he's doing the Savile thing of hiding in plain sight. I would love, and I've not really looked for it actually, but I would love to hear. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed and fascinated by Gary Glitter. And me and Kath are working on a nice little documentary about aspects of Gary Glitter. I would love to hear the full episode of Gary Glitter doing Desert Island Discs. I wonder if it's on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube these days, isn't it?
So, in the interest of research, I went online and looked for all the guests on Desert Island Discs who've requested sex toys as their luxury item.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's a short list. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, go on.
You got Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
1974. Yeah. Wanted an inflatable woman.
Yeah.
There's a wildlife film producer, Doug Allen. Now, he wanted the same thing, but he admitted that he was going to use it as a rudimentary buoyancy aid to get away from the island, so he was denied it.
Yes.
And he took a guitar instead. And there's only one woman who selected one, and she wanted a solar-powered vibrator.
Aye. What about a wind-up one? Here we go. Trevor Bayliss, right, who invented the wind-up radio. Utter genius. Didn't make a penny from it. Africa is now supplied with wind-up radio. You've got to really wind them up, but still, what a genius idea. What about wind-up sex toys? Hey? There must be cause for that in various parts of the world where they can't afford batteries. Mustn't there, really?
I suppose so. The film I was going to recommend anyway, I don't know if you've heard of this one, it's an old one, Miracle Mile.
Come on, what is it? It rings a bell.
It's about a guy, well, I'll just give you the basic plot line. A guy meets the girl of his dreams, and he arranges to meet her at a diner, and the electricity goes out in his building. And he goes to the diner, and obviously she's gone home and everything. And this payphone starts ringing outside the diner.
The payphone starts ringing! This is a brilliant film! It took me ages to track this film down, and my mate Lino found
hardly
it.
Anybody knows about it, because it was never released over here.
Oh, man. You talk about bleak, right? You talk about bleak. Go on. This is such a good film, right? What happens when he answers the phone?
There's somebody on the other end who's saying he's from a nuclear missile silo.
Yeah.
And the Russians have launched the missiles, and he says, you've got 60, 70 minutes tops. We've launched our missiles in retaliation. Yeah. And then he realizes, he thinks he's speaking to his dad, but he's dialed the wrong number.
Yeah.
And then you hear a shot in the background.
Yeah.
And the fella in the diner says, whatever happened to the guy who was on? And you hear a voice saying, just put the phone down and go to sleep.
Now, don't say any more, right?
No.
Because I don't want to go, because then there's a huge part of the film is people debating whether it was a prank call or whether it was real. It's such a good film, and I do love my kind of nuclear styly films.
What I like about it as well, Ian, is that it's in real time. The last 70 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's Los Angeles. Is it Los Angeles? It's set in, I think.
I think Miracle Mile is a street or a road in Los Angeles.
It's brilliant. It's a lot of it spent in this diner with people going, well, obviously it was a prank call. No, I don't think it was a prank call. He got shot on the phone. Don't say any more, Ray. Because it is Miracle Mile. Maybe it is such a good film. You can find it on various. I don't think it's on DVD. You can find it on hooky websites.
It is, but it's quite expensive, I think.
Oh, is it? It's one of those, right? Okay. Well, you can find it in various sources online. Ray, listen, thank you for that. Miracle Mile. It is a cracking film. Absolutely cracking film. Love a bit of that. Steve Horsley, who is at Horsenberger on Twitter, and he came to Filming the other day, and he does teletext pictures. Right. He's done a brilliant Gene Wilder teletext picture. Have you seen the Gene Wilder? Isn't it brilliant? I've just retweeted it. Isn't it brilliant? How does he do that? A genuine question. Don't tell me the answer, but he's done a cracking picture of Gene Wilder in teletext. Thank you for that. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. We call you back. Lee, you'll be next. Then it's Pablo. I'm Ian Lee. This is Talk Radio. Dearie me. Oh wait, it's sad Gene Wilder's died, isn't it? Sad. I mean, he was old, and he had made the conscious decision to stop making movies about, 23-4 years ago. But he was funny, wasn't he? I like a bit of Gene Wilder. I remember a really awkward interview he did, actually, on the Wogan show in the 80s. I guess he was promoting The Lady in Red. Was that film, Woman in Red? Lady in Red? Was that Kelly LeBrock? It was, wasn't it? That was big. I bet it's a bit of a stinker now, actually. I remember watching it. Isn't that where I Just Called to Say I Love You, the Stevie Wonder song, came from? I think that was from that, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was the theme tune to it. Anyway, and there was a really awkward interview. It's a bit stalkerish, that film, on Wogan, where everyone was expecting him to be crazy, and he wasn't. He was very quiet and shy and didn't really have a lot to say, And Wogan was not the best interviewer at getting stuff out of people that were a little bit quiet. When he had, gobby people on, Wogan was quite entertaining, but if someone was a bit quiet and it was a little bit awkward, Wogan struggled, I think, a lot more than some other interviewers may have done. Wogan and Wilder gone, huh? Ah, man. Lee's on the line. Good evening, Lee.
Hiya.
Hello, Lee. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. I've been worried about you.
Why is that?
A couple of weeks ago, a week or two ago, you were saying that you'd taken a night off work.
Yes.
And you also, in the same breath, in the same conversation, you were saying how you were crying your eyes out.
When was this?
About a week or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
Weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then I was watching the TV guide, and it said the Saturday show, and it said Gabby Roslin and Iain Lee. I was like, brilliant, Iain Lee, I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
And then I woke up at 20 past 10 in the morning. I missed the first hour of it.
Yeah.
And I turned it on, and she was talking to some guy with white hair, and I was like, oh my God, Iain Lee hasn't turned up.
I wasn't booked to do it this week, was I?
No, a couple of weeks ago.
I did it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's my point. And then after about a minute of watching, you turned up. You were there.
I was there for the whole...
Oh, brilliant, he's there. Turned up. He did the job. He's working.
I was there for the whole. Who's the guy with? David Emmanuel. Yeah.
But when I first turned it on, I saw him talking to Gabby Roslin. I was like, oh no, Iain Lee's not there. Oh my God, what's going on?
He's bottled it. He's bottled it.
But then you were there, and I was like, oh, brilliant. But I've been really worried about you. I thought you were really depressed.
I'm struggling. Man, it comes and goes, man. It comes and goes, and sometimes it can come and go like 5 times in 5 minutes.
Well, that's what geniuses do.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm not in tomorrow. But don't read anything into that, because I'd booked the day off because I was going to go to Liverpool, and I might still go to Liverpool tomorrow. So we'll see. But Lee, please don't worry about me. I'm all right. Ish.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
But thank you for your concern. It's appreciated.
Well, I've been watching you since you were back on the days of Big Breakfast and all that, that sort of thing.
Flipping it, man. That was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, well, I love that shit.
All right, well, no, we can keep that one. I don't mind that one. I love that shiz as well, man.
Yeah.
So did my bank manager. That was such a ridiculously well-paid job, and I really wish I'd saved some of that money. Lee, everything is all right, man, but thank you for asking.
Okay.
Cheers, mate. Take care. 084. I say everything's all right, obviously. But Pablo!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Nougat, Nestle, and Gif.
Thanks for calling. No, it's whoa. It's Gif.
Well, I kind of. Well, I mean, as a northerner, I would like to say that I still think it's Nestle and Nougat, but no, I think Gif. It's only the G is only a J sound when it's Jeff. With an EO.
No, I know. Listen, trust me, man. I don't want to call it a GIF, and I get embarrassed if I'm in a room full of people and I have to say that thing, and I say GIF. I know that most of them are thinking GIF. What an idiot! It's obviously it's GIF. It's not. It's pronounced GIF, but most people don't know that. It's the same thing, right? You know are you aware of kind of like 60s and 70s electronic music?
Indirectly.
There's a synthesizer called the Moog.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's not. It's called the Moog.
What?
Yeah, I know! It's pronounced Moog. It was Robert Moog. And it's spelled M-O-O-G. And everyone calls it a Moog. It's not a Moog. It's a Moog.
Oh, I can understand their modus operandi now.
That doesn't work!
No, it doesn't.
It's a bogus mogus!
No, it's put us in a bad mood. That's acceptable, isn't it?
Oh dear.
What is that?
I've recently downloaded a Chuckle quizzing app, which is a Chuckle Vision-based app, which has also got a soundboard.
Oh.
To you. To me. To you. To me.
Gosh, and how much did you...
button?
Huh? How much did you pay for that?
No, completely free.
Oh, great.
Wow, it sounds like literally seconds of fun.
Literally, it was. That was. But I thought maybe it answers the question of the ISIS situation. If we sent it to the Chuckle Brothers, they're, Mr. Bean does very well around the world. Chuckle Brothers are a kind of old person version of that.
I once saw a really funny gag in the Chuckle Brothers, and I can never do it justice. It was hilarious, right? They were air stewards, right, on a commercial airplane, and due to some bungling, I think they poisoned the pilots or something, right? The pilots were incapacitated. They'd knocked them out somehow, right? And this was post 9/11, and they were panicking. They're like, because there's no one to fly the plane, right? So they go out onto the aeroplane and they say, right, I don't want to panic anybody, but we're just asking, is there anybody here who can fly a plane? Right, and no one puts their hand up.
Oh dear.
Yep. And no one puts their hand up because it's right. Anybody that can fly a helicopter? No one puts their hand up. Anyone ever been in a hot air balloon? And it goes on for quite a while, and at the end they go, anyone ever flown a kite? as if someone who'd flown a kite would go, yeah, and they will be able to fly an aeroplane. Eventually they manage to land the aeroplane. Hardly anybody loses their limbs, and peace resumes in the crazy world. I would love, right, to see the Chuckle Brothers make a movie. Like a proper movie, like something like Cannonball Run or something.
Well, yeah, something. I think. Well, they could redo the. Was it that Night Watchman film that Little and Large did?
No, it was. You're thinking of The Boys in Blue, aren't you? With Cannon and Ball.
Yes.
Where they were police officers. Here's the thing, right? Because do you remember how the Chuckle Brothers first started?
The Chuckle Hounds.
Yeah, they were dressed up as dogs. Do you remember that? They were dressed up as dogs and it was silent. Do you not remember that? Google it, right? They were dressed up in these massive dog outfits, like mascot type things, and it was silent. And you kind of wonder at what point they went, you see it now, don't you, Kath? You kind of wonder at what point did they go, you know what? The act is going so well, I think we take the bold step of stepping out of the dog costumes. And there are more Chuckle Brothers. I think there are 4, maybe even 5 actual Chuckle Brothers.
Well, I'd heard a story which I believe is probably myth and legend about a woman who had discovered she was adopted. She was like middle-aged now with children, grown children, and did a search to find out and found that she was Chuckle's sister, and apparently her children disowned her.
Oh no, they disowned her.
Apparently, in the story that I'd heard at the time, but I suppose I could source it. But it's one of those lovely stories that I don't really want to find out whether it's true or not.
No, well, let's pretend it is, shall we? Because you've now said it on the radio.
That's it.
So that makes it true.
Wait a minute, does that make me liable for something?
No, it makes you liable as a creditor. No, it makes you liable as a creditable source for a story that is no doubt absolutely true.
Oh dear, oh dear.
You twit! You massive twit! I remember we used to, when we were students, man, we watched the Chuckle Brothers quite a bit, because it was kind of, man. And there was one where you could see, the short one, he had, a packet of fags in his pocket.
Barry.
Yeah, you could see it, the fags in his pocket. It wasn't a microphone pack or anything. It was an actual packet of fags. So we ended up calling them Mullet and Fags from then on. That became their nickname. And me and Mackenzie, when we were going to do an Edinburgh show, we came up with these ideas for these characters, these children's entertainers called Benson and Hedges. And they gave, I can't remember what the gag was, but I think one of the gags was they gave away free fags to kids or something. I don't quite know how that worked.
An indirect sponsorship.
Indirect sponsorship, exactly.
Well, I do like to take back the when they moved away from the Chuckle Hounds, there's some sort of production meeting where they said, we want to just focus more on the creepy uncle market, and we just want to keep it at that. Although, and to be fair to them, they've managed to maintain that for decades.
Apart from pantomime, because I'm going to assume anybody that has ever been on television is working in pantomime. Apart from pantomime, are the Chuckle Brothers still doing anything?
They are still working. It's one of those things that when every time you see Barry, he's got that kind of, no offence to either, but he's got that kind of Bruce Forsyth thing where every time you see him, you think, oh, next time.
I do hope they don't do what Keith Harris and Orville did. Where they
wouldn't go blue.
Yeah, they went blue, didn't they, Keith Harris and Orville? And I always thought slightly less of. Hey, listen, man. You've got to earn $1, and if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. But I always thought a little bit less of Keith Harris and Orville for going down the blue route. I just thought it was beneath them.
I was going to say Cuddles. I would expect it at Cuddles.
Of course you would.
He's a bad monkey.
Oh, he's a horrible monkey, cheeky little monkey, and he hates that duck.
I hate that dog.
That was that was the sequel to I Wish I Could Fly. Do you remember the song?
I know is there a I Hate That Duck song?
Yeah, there was. So they had a #1 hit, right? With I Wish I Could Fly. I wish I could fly. That's not bad voice, is it? I wish I could fly. You can. Hang on a minute. I can do both voices. But then they had to obviously. There must be an album somewhere. But they recorded a follow-up single called I Hate That Duck. I hate that duck. Hang on a second. Let's indulge me. Here we go. I hate that duck.
It's my turn. I went far and I was a star till Orville came along. He broke your hearts and made the charts for that soppy, sloppy song. It really does get up my nose when he whispers, "Where's me prize?" The only thing you get from me is a great big bunch of eyes, 'cause I hate that duck. And that duck gets on me nerves. Ooh, I hate that duck. And more than any other birds, yes, I hate that duck. And that's why I sing this song. And that duck and I just do not get along.
It says here, this is track 4 from the Keith Harris, Orville and Cuddles At the End of the Rainbow LP. That it is just Keith's voice.
That just sounds fantastic. I imagine being there for the recording session of that, just Keith Harris just turns up. Did he have the puppets with him? Well, I'm saying
he would have to have been. He would have to have vented it, because otherwise it's just a bloke doing a voice.
Well, in the same regard, I've realised now, looking through this app, there's a profanities option on the soundboard which costs 99 pence, so you can literally give money to the chuckles. Although I wager it's got like kind of greyed out.
Mate, do it now. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you the 99 pence. Get the chuckles swearing. Well, I've got the dump button, so we'll play carefully. But I want to hear what they say. I want to know what words they say. Can you do it now?
If I can
I'm going to send you the 99 pence out of my own pocket.
My free. Oh, the pressure. Is there some sort of ticking clock?
Just think, it's gonna ping. One of the Chuckle Brothers' phones is gonna ping. Oh, we made 99p.
Oh, wait. But I check you Oh, it's palpable. It's palpable.
Oh God, we've got literally 2 minutes, 3 minutes to do this.
Thank you. Come on. And the soundboard, by the way, relating to the Chuckle Hounds, is called Chuckle Sounds, which has got to be intentional.
Yeah. We can wait. I don't mind if we go a bit quiet for the last few minutes of the show. This is proper. This is proper tension. This is like
payment successful. It's here we go. Right. I don't know if you want to count in, but should I work up? We've got F word, S word, C word, A word, B word.
Do the right now. Don't go crazy, because I'm going to dump them. Obviously.
Oh, no, I'll do one at a time.
So give us the A word, because we might not need to dump that one.
Okay.
Oh, I say.
See what they did there?
What did he say? RC?
He said say, as in I say, but he said.
Oh, I say.
Right, we're going straight in. Give us the F.
Oh, flipping heck.
Rob me. I knew it would be this.
Give us the S.
Oh, sugar. Crikey.
Is that the C word?
You got your bottom dollar.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, to be fair, I'm quite happy to have given the Chuckle.
They gave you that cost you 99 pence.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. We don't want the Chuckles to go blue, and to be honest, they're basically anybody who wants them to go blue, they've seen them coming, they thought, I can make some money here, and at the end of the day, who's got the final laugh here? I think it's the Chuckles.
Give us a quick run through them all again.
Oh, flipping heck. Oh, sugar. Oh, crikey. Oh, I say. Boy, oh boy.
I think,
I say.
I think that's the closest to the knuckle.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Pat. Boy, oh boy. Oh, man. Oh, that's made me laugh a lot. Thank you for that. Well, that's it, guys. That's your lot for this evening. I'm off tomorrow. Don't forget, Friday. You're all invited to the show. We're going to be doing it downstairs. Remind me to give the details on Wednesday, but Friday night, you can rock up about 9:45, something like that. And you can all come and take part in the show and watch it being done and enjoy it or hate it or whatever you fancy. Don't forget, if you go to iTunes or your regular podcast provider and type in Iain Lee, IAINLEE, you can subscribe to our daily podcast. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, as always, to Catherine. I'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, ta-ta.
Talk Radio. Dial up some dialogue.
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.